Welcome back. We had the roll call earlier. Hopefully, you guys are all returning from wherever you watched the game safely. And we weren't really planning on doing a reaction show, but after that game, I guess it deserves a little bit of a reaction. I know I'm going to watch the game back a second time, despite the fact that we did see a little bit of a disappointment, I guess you could say, when it comes to this team's performance in that first half. But all the same, there's some players I'm sure that will be called out. There's some players that really they stepped up. Some players that definitely stepped up and tried to make the most of a situation. And
there'll be a few of our players, won't they, coming in for stick over this performance? I would imagine.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I already know that.
I mean, it's just part of it, isn't it? But I think a few players will be singled out this week, like by members of the fan base and given down the banks.
Absolutely. Big up, Jimmy. Big up, Jimmy. Yeah, there's going to be definitely some names and some to Scapegoat FC, as I like to call it. Definitely will be some additions to that. I'm
going to nominate Robbo as a major contender to get a lot of stick this week over today's performance. And I didn't think he was that bad. I mean, he got caught out there, didn't he, on the first goal, and that really made it difficult conceding the first goal. Yeah. Well, I mean, apart from that, I didn't think he was, he was awful or anything like. But I think people are going to get on his back.
No, I don't think it was awful. But I think, though, because he's already in that, that little bit of that void of being like close to like being, kind of pushed aside by some of the fan base, his actions were definitely be magnified, I believe. Definitely so. He certainly didn't cover himself in glory in the sense. I didn't think he covered
quite a few people. Sorry about that. I think quite a few people in the fan base have sort of got it in their mind that he's finished now. I don't know what sort of percentage, maybe about 10% of our fan base say, going by the comments that you see flying around, think that, I might say. But I think he's still got years left in him, and he's not at his best. He hasn't been at his best, really, since he come back from that shoulder injury. But I don't think that means he's done for good.
No. I don't think so either. And I also think that, if anything, when it comes to Robbo, one of the things I did say, and this is something, I said it, but I have faith in Robbo could have stepped up and tried to make a performance out today. But I didn't mind I wouldn't have mind Gomez starting at right back. And I wouldn't have mind Gomez starting at even left back today, considering Gomez has had some decent success against Saka because of the left versus right, situation. So, like, it would have been cool. I know I'm saying sounds like I'm just speaking in hindsight type situation, but like, it would have been definitely maybe a little bit different settings. Maybe because he has. I think the reason why I'm saying the left versus the right-footed thing is that Saka is not going to be able to cut that ball back in so much that he likes to do so often against Gomez so easily because he's a right-footed player. That's why I'm saying it that way.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point.
Let me get this link out to Brian as well.
He's got plenty of pace as well, hasn't he, Joe Gomez?
Exactly. He's not going to get done in by Saka's pace. He's also going to be able to, I don't think Robbo got bullied off the ball or anything like that. But,
I've got to be fair. I wanted Robbo to play. That was who I wanted to see at left back, but it just wasn't his greatest game, and he was caught out there. I mean, it wasn't so much that Saka turned him inside out or anything. he got caught out and then he ran back and he was in position, wasn't he? But he just sort of overcommitted his body and went too far, and then Saka was in, wasn't he?
Yeah, I might have to look at it again too, because I heard.
Do you think Alisson might have had a chance of saving that?
No, don't say it that. Don't say it that. Let's not go there. You might hear the rile of Brian when he gets such opportunity to join us here shortly.
Yeah, he hit it right by Gallagher's face, didn't he? Like, he hit it right.
Yeah, he basically was like, I'm going to either put this in. I'm going to put this back in that one way or another. Whether it's like, going by you or with you. He was just going to smash that ball into the back of the net. He did. It was a good shot, and the inclusion of Saka was a major difference in this game. I'd say that honestly. Shout out to Hollywood Rock, by the way. Shout out to Trap Joe and Richard. Yeah. Need to learn and improve from this game. Certainly so. Brian, how are you doing? Oh, not getting any audio from Brian currently, but yeah, I saw you just go on mute and off, but I don't still be, for some reason the microphone's not coming through.
When I was trying to predict my score a few nights ago, I thought of a 1-0, and I thought of, Virgil scoring from a corner, which he did today, but we were already 1-0 behind. I was thinking of one of them really tight games, where there just weren't many chances. And to be honest, there weren't that many chances for either side. Were there big chances? It all hinged on a few things, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We can hear you now, Brian, because I can hear something going on in the background.
Okay.
You're good. How are you doing?
Yeah,
despite this, yeah.
Hi, Brian.
All right.
Yeah, I had my fingers crossed when that VAR was happening. I had my fingers crossed the whole time, but it didn't work.
Yeah. I thought, what's wild? I'm not trying to cause any conspiracy. I'm not saying any of that stuff. I just thought I wish they'd shown the lines. They're being quick with not showing the lines. I
didn't like it. They took them ages to show the lines, and they didn't really show it at all once they did. I thought
exactly.
I didn't watch anything after the match. I just watched the match and what they showed at the time. And they didn't show it very conclusively, I didn't think.
Yeah. I thought that was wild because, when I'm looking at, I know we're looking at it from a different angle. We're looking at a particular angle that can be, it can be not representative of where they are on the pitch precisely. But when I was looking at it, Marino's boots are gold, and when I was looking at it, I can see Virgil's boot. I can see Havertz's boot because Havertz's boot is blue too. But then I could see Moreno's boot that is just, I thought, a hair in front of the line. Now, I'm not saying that obviously they draw the lines, they made the call, and they said, and it was a goal, and there's nothing much you can do about it. But it was one of those cases where I just okay, cool. Well, at least let me see the line more definitively. They flashed the line real quick, and I saw it go blue, and I'm like, oh, he's on side. But then you didn't even get a real chance to see how the line was drawn. That was kind of disappointing.
They were two sloppy goals to concede, really. I'm not blaming Ibra or Virgil, but they were both fairly crummy goals to concede, weren't they? It was the free kick, the award of the free kick for the second goal for Arsenal that pissed me off, you know what I mean? Yeah. It was another instance of Diaz and Partey, just going near each other. And next minute, Partey's on the ground and it's a free kick.
That's exactly what I saw too. But
spotty play by them, is it? It was how we thought it'd be, set pieces, and obviously it wasn't a set piece for Saka's goal, but it was a sloppy goal, wasn't it? Like, it's one you wouldn't normally imagine from Robbo, like, of him being
No,
at
yeah, that I there was no. Oh, what I was, but oh, sorry, Lee. I'll let you comment off of this too. I heard, but what I was going to say is I did see, and Irishman can comment on this as well. But what I did hear on Redman, the Redman's channel, they said that one of the guys was talking about how he thinks that Virgil could have helped out better. He didn't really. He jogged back rather than run back, apparently, quote unquote. From that was his assessment. And then he really didn't provide that much assistance to helping Robbo out of the bind that he was in against Saka.
No, I didn't see that. It was Robbo.
I didn't see that angle either. Yeah, I didn't see that angle either. But I know.
No, it's not one. It's not a normal one for Robbo. That I was surprised when it ended up in the net. But there you go.
Yeah.
Didn't actually think Saka would make that much of an impact in this game with him just coming back from injury. I mean, I don't actually know because I haven't seen that much in recent weeks. But has he been out for a good few weeks, Saka? Yeah.
Not just a good few weeks, but he was out since the international break. He was kind of that's when he got his.
Was that all? Yeah, is that all he'd been out for? Yeah, right.
Yeah, go figure. Another player getting a knock on international break is not surprising. Would you call this a tale of two halves, Brian? Did you think that we had we obviously had a somewhat better response in that second half, but would you call it a tale of two halves, or did you think that Slot made the right adjustments in halftime?
They dropped, that's what happens. They were getting stick for it in the studio. Saka was saying it was just like, yeah, they were 2-1 up and they just dropped and they shouldn't have dropped. But that's what happens because the team is behind us trying to push it. So we took the momentum. They had a lead to defend. We didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the first half for a while, I think at one point it was literally 50-50. Well, it was 45-45, but all the other basic metrics, they were like the same, 4-4 and 2-2. Then they put their foot down a bit. Gave us a warning with one of the free kicks. And then Reno comes up. So, yeah, you can see what they do. They're clever from it. And we weren't able to defend it. I just think with the Saka one, he just did Robbo. I mean, that's sometimes a good, like Saka's a brilliant player. He's an attacker, and I thought he outmuscled Robbo. Like we were talking about that Mane goal before, it was similar to that, the way he cut back in and buried it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just thought like it was a great goal from a great player. The boys on Sky Sports were also pointing to that. Carragher, Neville, Ross, what you were saying about the guy on Redmen. They were saying that Virgil could have gotten across or should have gotten across. Carragher, especially, was saying he should have been over. He should have been straight away there to help him out. So, whatever you think of that, I just thought Saka was brilliant in the moment and cut back. And again, like I said, there's nobody is stopping that shot.
No one's stopping that shot. No,
but then definitely, like they asked Slot the same questions, like what changed in the second half, and he was sort of, from what I could see as well, it was just, and look, we can't deny, and I said it last night, I said, they're talking about injuries, and every time Arsenal have an injury crisis, they play a game, one of their players goes off injured. And Gabriel went off injured today. Always happens.
So did Timber.
Yeah, I know, but I was saying, like I said this last night, this is exactly what's going to happen.
Well,
Gabriel went off. And
I know
Timber went off.
I was referencing just the reason why I brought up Timber is because Timber was one of the players that was questionable, was doubtful for this game.
Yeah, so look, we can't deny that we got that helps. Two of their starting defenders went off. So, but I thought we just took more impetus in the game. It was, it's tough to call exactly what we did different.
Yeah,
except probably run a bit harder and try a bit more. Very, very a tight game, like I thought it was going to be. But yeah, I thought I didn't have too many problems with the calls. You know, we got a call at the end for
Yeah.
You know, that they could have gotten a goal from. You know, and they should have had a corner. They didn't give him that corner.
Yeah.
Either, so
I'm not really, limiting
I'm not going
on the refereeing or anything like that or something. No. Even though it was, Anthony Taylor, I'm not going off about that. I just more.
The Arsenal boys are acting like they lost it a bit.
Yeah.
I think that's more their vibe, is that they lost that game, which I suppose they did.
Yeah, they were at home, weren't they?
Yeah, they're at home. You can't drop. You shouldn't be dropping points at home. That's the place that you have to do. If there's any place you have to defend, it's obviously your home. So, I mean, like, dropping points at your home is not good. If anything, again, games like this, I hate when we're a part of this equation, but honestly, any team that you're in the contention with and in the title race with, there's more than one, especially, you want them to draw when they match up. You don't necessarily need you want to get points off both of the teams rather than just one. So
and the point swing today would have been huge if they'd won.
Yeah,
like it was a huge point swing at stake today.
Yeah,
we didn't want to lose that match when we were losing. Like, do you know what I mean? Getting the equaliser, I'm fine with that. A 2-2 draw.
We're off top spot. I don't like that.
I don't like that, especially with it being City that have replaced us. Who else would it be, by the way? But you know what I mean? Yeah.
We're not gonna go into this is match reaction. It's not like it's not stat reaction, I guess. But I will react to this though, because I understand that you would like to see Nunez light it up. Trust me, I would have enjoyed seeing him score a hat trick, if not at least a brace today. But you can't score if you're not getting distribution. You got to feed the beast, and if you don't, then there's only so much that can happen. And I'll be honest with you, without Nunez today, we would not have this draw, because that was a really, really good pass, I thought, from Nunez.
Yeah, if Trent doesn't, I was going
to get to that too. Yeah, I was going to get to that. Yeah, I was definitely going to give proper shout to Trent for his pass, despite the fact I don't think Trent was on it today. It's a
3-man move. Trent to Nunez to Salah goal. They're all in on it. It's
Oh, in that particular play, it was a great exchange. Finally, some great moments. That's the one unique thing about having superstars, is that you can have.
Just quickly, Roy Keane has been given Roy Keane could not stop talking about how good that ball was.
Oh yeah, okay.
So he gives him props. He's like that. He's just like, yeah, but look at that ball. Yeah, but Carroll, look at the ball. Look at the ball. It's just he's like, what a pass.
No, it wasn't. It was an A+ pass, definitely.
Yeah, it was perfectly racist, wasn't it?
Yeah, I just thought that Trent, there was a couple. If you do watch it back, I don't know if you're going to watch the game back on replay, but I noticed, at least myself, enough that there was a couple of times, considering that we knew, or we had heard at least, that Trent has been playing through a knock. I know that he probably didn't want to miss this game. Out of all the games he could have missed, this is especially one he didn't want to miss, probably. And it just seemed like there's a couple errant balls that he tried to it looked like he was trying to cross the ball, or maybe get, drop a diagonal on the pitch, and it just wasn't, he didn't have enough oomph behind it, it just didn't seem like he had. That's what I meant by, he just wasn't on it. Fortunate, like I said, for superstars, it only takes one moment for them to shine, that's why they're stars. So he got his opportunity and he shined. That was a credible pass. I thought Nunez did again well to do the little cutback pass to Salah, who makes a very wise run, the cutback to be so well connected with Nunez to know that he should cut back, take that channel that was opened up, and just, there's no way he's missing that one.
No,
as soon
not
as he
with the
did
one
that,
he
it was-
missed earlier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I felt
Could
it
have
was
been earlier, but we knew
deserved.
he was going to step up.
Yeah, I
we
felt
knew
it
he
was
was going to step
deserved
up.
when we equalised. And, it was a patchy, forgettable performance, but we've gone to one of our biggest rivals, and we haven't lost. So it's not that bad a result, is it?
Yeah.
No, nobody played well.
Yeah, if we can go
People
away
had
from
moments.
a team like
People had a
Arsenal
few
and give a
moments, but-
performance that mixed that wasn't that good and still come away with a draw, it's not too bad.
Gravenberch was pretty invisible, wasn't he?
He was.
He
Do you
he
think that
didn't
was
get much
because
of an
of
opportunity.
Arteta's tactics, or do you think that was because of his, our
Yeah,
play?
the usual stuff we've been
Tactics,
seeing
yeah.
so far this season, we just didn't see from most of the team. To be honest, that's the way it was, wasn't it? But we got out of there with a draw.
Okay. Yeah, I thought that I'm not going to go as far as to say this is some Arteta masterclass. But what I
he did a
will
good job.
say is that they did the job that they needed to do. They were obviously playing players in positions that they normally don't play. You don't see usually Partey as a right back / inverted right back, at least. You don't often see Ben White in that center back spot. You also had to rely on some new faces, not new faces, but some young faces, I guess you say, off of the Arsenal bench to hold down for them late in the game. I thought they were vulnerable once we did score that Salah goal. I thought that they were definitely vulnerable. They definitely looked like they were on the back foot more than on the front. But it was just not enough. Let me see if there's some comments in the chat to include as well. Trap Joe says Cody for Diaz didn't do much with the ball distribution. I agreed with that too. I didn't think that Cody was trying. He brings a different gear or a different, angle to the game than Diaz does. I was hoping for something out of that Diaz run that he had where he nutmegged the player on the byline, and then
he ran out of road.
He just ran out of road. Yep.
He had nowhere to go, man. He nearly ran into the post at the end.
Yeah, I know. You know what sucks about it is that he probably should have used he probably should have just, once he saw the wall coming or the dead end, basically, if he had just tried to use his right outside foot and try to just get it into the middle for just anyone, not necessarily seeing that he's going to pinpoint a pass to someone particular. Not saying someone was waiting there for him. It's just more so you're running out of room, and then he tried, and then the goalkeeper's coming at you. If you're fortunate enough to just kind of get it back into the game of play, maybe someone can get on the end of it. Yeah,
I think he gets tunnel vision. I've seen him make that run a couple of times. I think he gets tunnel vision sometimes in that. Once he's one of those wingers where once he beats the first man, he just goes into autopilot mode and just try. He sometimes doesn't play. I didn't like Jones. Jones was running in. Jones is about 10 yards behind the play, and he comes into view seconds after Diaz loses control of the ball, and he has his hands out, and he went, "Why didn't you pass it here?" It's dude, you're way too late.
Yeah. It's not you're here now. You weren't here before. Yeah, exactly.
No, as much as I like Diaz, once he's beat the first man, his head doesn't come up enough. He just puts his head down so often, doesn't he? Once he's the first man and then comes inside, his head goes down, and he's just you know what I mean? He should be looking up, shouldn't he? A bit more.
To get by.
But I am a big fan of Diaz, despite that. Not getting on his back.
Oh, the nutmeg was beautiful, and the skill on the line cut, lovely stuff. But release it then. But yeah, I don't think there was anyone to release it to really. I think it was just one of those things. It was 50-50. So he thought I might get a bounce and it would go. I might get it come back to me and I can get it in or something. But I don't think there was any player in an obvious position that he could give it to.
Once Gabriel went off, I was willing us to get it wide, and just like try and get crosses into the box, like with them having both the centre halves.
That would have been
went off, but it just didn't happen, did it?
It didn't happen.
We weren't able to test them in that way, were we?
No, really weren't. And that's when when Gabriel, pulled up lane, was like, okay, well, if we got to spam crosses, let's spam crosses, because like there's really not much in their defensive shell there that is going to be able to guard against our reported air superiority. So that's what I was hoping. I was hoping we could possibly see something like that happen. I was hoping we can get a Darwin Nunez goal header or something like that. I remember on one of the corners, I saw BVD come up and kind of give Nunez a high five to be like, come on, let's do this. And I was thinking that maybe they had something lined up for him to get under. Superb by Nunez between 3 Arsenal defenders. Yep, that's very, very true from Jimmy. Red Armchair Supporter says was a great goal. Trap Joe says Dom felt a little lost to him, and for some reason the front three didn't read their own movements in a timely manner. Yeah. I don't know if I understand why Curtis Jones was in this game. He definitely is someone that's normally not going to be shy with taking his opportunities or taking his shots. Not saying he had many, but if you're going to end up getting I don't know how many shots Dom or Curtis had, but if you're not going to get that many attempts, or you're not going to really get the offense that you're looking for out of Curtis, then
bring him off. Yeah. He wasn't really great today, Curtis.
My apologies, JK. I didn't mean to make you sick.
Oh, no problem, bro. Evening, guys. Anyway.
Hi, Joe.
I'm actually happy with the draw because we were down twice. We came back in both occasions. I think we could have won it at the end if we really wanted to. I feel after the second goal, when we got our second goal, that was the chance the next 5 minutes to get the third. I just feel we didn't really do it. I think our left side today was pretty weak. That's what everyone, Robertson, Gapco, Diaz, all of them, I think our left side today was sort of non-existent. I just felt that Robertson first half was getting battered by Saka. And I think Simicast looked a little bit better when he came on. But I just felt that our left side today let us down, man.
Once the equaliser went in for us, I thought, we've got 10 minutes or so here. This could be likely, but it just wasn't it didn't look likely, did it?
It was a chance there, bro, to get the winner. I feel like we was on top there. In the second half, we was on top. Right, there's no doubt about that. It was mostly us doing that, and I think when the Gabriel came off, that was a chance to bombard them, long balls, high balls, whatever, get crosses into the box. And I think we didn't really pay initiative to that. I think we wasn't really in third gear at all. We were second gear again this game, even in the Chelsea game. I believe we were second, third gear. We weren't really eager. I think sometimes looking a little bit too, I wouldn't say deflated, but just in first, second gear. And I think sometimes you just got to press the button and put your foot down and go up them gears. And I think after our second goal, there was a chance to win that game. And we didn't take it, I believe.
Yeah. We just gave up. He says his main problem with the ending is how wasteful we were after Salah's goal. He just gave up. I think they were trying. I thought we were trying. But I mean,
Endo got a few minutes,
Yeah, you know what? Do you see that as us kind of waving? I don't want to say waving the white flag, but just saying, "Hey, let's just make sure we keep this." Keep this, you know what I mean? As in keep this draw as opposed to go for the win. Not saying that Endo, there was one, I will say this, Endo could have put
Yeah, I don't think it changed any, you know what I mean? It's just I just like seeing him.
This isn't saying that Endo was bad or anything like that, not at all.
Yeah.
But there was an opportunity that Endo had to put Nunez in
Yeah,
on
bro.
goal.
I was like, pass it, bro.
I'm like, I know. I'm like yelling at the screen. I'm like, pass it, Endo, pass it, pass it.
That's the sort of position I love playing. Like Endo had the ball around there. Like I would have straight away bang. Let's hit Darwin there. You know, at the end of the game, he can get the winner.
Through
If I just
ball
give him a
right
decent
there.
pass.
Yeah.
He gave it to Salah. I was like, bro, wrong way, man. Straight down.
Yeah. A proper through ball to Nunez right there, and like, you know, that's Nunez in on goal. Maybe if that's a McAllister or or someone like that, someone that's
Trent.
a little bit more.
I think Trent in that position would have gave him the ball 100%.
Possibly. Yeah.
But I feel sometimes I just don't want us to get into that mood, like a mood where we're sort of kosher with the score being 2-2. I believe we have enough good players to get like a bit more fire in there to get that winner. I think in the last few games I've seen this sort of not enough desire, I would say, to get that winner. Okay, we did it against Chelsea, did it in the Leipzig game, but I felt today was a chance where we put our foot down to fourth, fifth gear, at least, So I hope that don't become like a normality where we're sort of happy with the result, 1-0 up to drawing or whatever it is, and we say, okay, we were going to play it like this. Liverpool is an attacking football club. We've always based Liverpool on an attacking team, and I feel sometimes under Slot we could do it a bit more.
Yeah. Brian, do you have a take on that?
Well, I understand 5 minutes. It ended up in 7+. 88 minutes, 80 whatever. Endo comes in 85 minutes. I can 2-2 way at the Emirates. I can understand them why the manager said, okay, we'll lock it up. I'm not saying whether I would have gone for it or not. I don't know. But I can understand why he did it. He's thinking, right, we'll take a point here. He won't be the first manager ever to do it. So if the opportunities are there, it's not surprising. It's just I think this is the way he plays things. It's all about control, and I think going gung ho in the last 5 minutes, last 8 minutes is not really his style. So I wasn't expecting him to go through it. People are saying they still have gears to go through. Not entirely sure about that, to be honest with you. Not entirely sure about that. It's a bit of a glib statement. I'm not saying what you were talking about, Jacob, because I've been guilty of saying it already. I'm not entirely sure we do have that. We're sitting in second and we have 5. It's not that we can go up and up again and up another notch. I think we're not far off the level of intensity that he wants to play at already. I'm not saying we can't get better. I just don't think we're going to be in 6 months' time watching a version of slot football that's way more intense and way more attacking. I think this is his style. This is his thing.
I think maybe my assessment would have been like, I don't know if we have necessary gears to go through, because I think that they were trying to go through all the gears in this game. I think that this game was definitely a high pace. There was definitely a lot of movement on the pitch, but maybe we're playing, I would say, a couple of spark plugs short of being able to fire on the level that we would like to see this team firing at, or maybe we've seen it fire at previously.
In terms of output, maybe.
Yeah, a couple
but
of
just not in
plugs.
intensity.
Yeah. I was going to say a couple of spark plugs short being, you look at the bench, we had, Simicast, we mentioned it on the roll call. We all knew we're going to look for any spark offensively. It had to come from Dom and it had to come from Cody. 2 players right now currently not in the exact same same level of form, but and Simicast definitely brought a spark. Endo is going to be more of that, like, calming factor, but Simicast definitely brought a spark of being able to cross and the likes. But if we did have a Chiesa, if we did have a Diego, not saying that I'm trying to lament us on our injury situation, but all I'm saying is that if we do have those kinds of options on the bench, maybe we could see a higher output from our offensive prowess. That's what I'm trying to get. Saying like,
Oh yeah,
those
that's
are
what
the
I'm
spark
kind of.
plugs
Okay,
missing.
yeah.
Definitely
But
hurt us
just
to be without
no,
them.
just quickly,
too,
Lee,
like.
just sorry, Lee, I just mean in terms of style of play. I just think if people are kind of expecting us to kind of become a much, I just think this is his style. You know,
Mhm.
we will the output will be better, but I just don't see us become like a high intensity team or a more attacking team. I think he's kind of a better version of this, yes, but not a radically different version of this, just in terms of sprinting and all of the like. We've moved far away from the Klopp stuff. That's why we're a lot defensively more
Oh,
solid
yeah.
and a lot fewer injuries. We're not going to be running hard like that. We're not going to be covering ground like that. So it's a much more controlled thing. But yeah, you bring better players into any team, regardless of the style, you'll see a better version of it.
Yeah, and also I'll just type it out, but I understand your point, Red for Life now. I understand your point. He's basically saying maybe I used the wrong expression. I feel like even though the players know the style and what is expected of them, they still have to go through certain situations in order to learn how to apply it. And I totally understand what you mean by that.
He's using someone else's players at the moment. Like, he hasn't made any signings himself, has he? So it's going to be a while before we see like. Yeah, we've already got an idea of how it's going to be, but I think we can get better if we can have some decent signings in the near future.
Do you agree with Bernie's comment here? It says Robbo should be on the bench until his stamina levels are back.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. I know it's heresy to
Recharge
say
the batteries.
Yeah, maybe Robbo could do with a bit of it. Yeah, because to be honest, yeah, Tsimikas can play full games like in the Premier League, against lesser Premier League sides, and we're still good. Yeah, maybe he does need to rest for a bit.
And Bernie, I totally know that you're not throwing Robbo under a bus or something like that. Just saying like maybe we could get him revitalized by give him an opportunity to get a rest. It is kind of mindful that he's going to be most likely called on to
send him on one of those
for Scotland
weekends that they have, them spa weekends where you can sit in like mud pools and stuff like that and refresh yourself.
Yeah.
Sounds like a weekend in Scotland.
There you go. Yeah. Red for Life is saying, I do agree with the internationals who take it out of Robbie, definitely Bernie. And also Red for Life is saying, like some people saying, Slot had us playing too slow during this game. Control doesn't necessarily imply speed. It's up to the players to move the ball quicker or slower depending on the game state. That's a really good statement there. Red for Life dropping some jewels of wisdom. Trap Joe is saying he thinks the midfield defense slowed the game on purpose. Yeah. There was, you could tell that Timber was laboring through a couple of moments. It's kind of a weird moment. I don't know about you guys. I know that the etiquette is to if a player goes down and you kick the ball out, like as in your own player goes down and you kick the ball out, it is to get the ball back from the opposing team. I think it was kind of that there should be maybe some room for interpretation of that etiquette, because it's not a rule, but some interpretation of that etiquette, because we were pressing at that moment. They were under pressure at that moment in their third. Okay, they weren't. It wasn't like they were just like had the ball under control and they're just like kind of like trying to like milk the clock. No, we were pressing at that moment, and then Timber goes down. They kick the ball out. We get the ball back. It looked like we were going to go and looked like we were going to continue on and not kick the ball back. And I was like, I don't know about you, but I was like, hey, keep the ball, man. Don't kick the ball back to them. Still give them out because now it gives them the ball right back, and it allows for them to get out of their third much easier than when we had to press fully on. And it's not our fault that your player got injured and went down. We still had you pressured at that moment, but we ended up Ibu ends up doing the noble thing and kicks it back to Arsenal. I don't know.
Yeah, whenever we get a chance now, we should rest Robbo a bit more and give him less minutes overall. Because I think Costas will play more minutes, step out, and that'll be the way to get the best out of what we've got left of Robbo. The rest, what we've got left of him, like just don't play him as much as we have been over the years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like
I'm with Bernie as well. He give him a night off, but I don't know how many nights off. But give him the Brighton game off. Let's see how you go.
Oh yeah. You mean the cup match?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if you're gonna say give him a double, like give him both Brighton matches off, maybe.
You want him for the big games, don't you? But whenever else we can rest him, I think it'd be prudent to do so. Like just to get
I'm not giving up on Robbo, but I will say that this game might have been better served if we had played Gomez in either the right back or left back spot. I know he might not have gotten that brilliance from Trent for the eventual goal, the assist that led to the assist, but all the same, I thought Trent, who did play a full 90, still looked like a little bit off to me today, just a little bit off. And when you have a player like Trent who does try to make those like precision passes, like for instance, there was a ball that he tried to get to Salah, and it just like kept going. It just kept floating over top, over his head, and I was just like, okay. Or there was a ball that he tried to cross, and it just never had any lift to it. It just like puttered out in the middle of the pitch, and I was like, okay. But
no, it can't be easy for Joe after playing so many games last season and then coming back. Then the season starts, and again he's not playing hardly at all. Like, so it must be hard for him. Like,
yeah. There's no guarantee that Joe Gomez would have been, pure perfection, considering he's not getting any runs. Good.
Yeah, Saka could have destroyed Gomez just as easy as he destroyed Robbo. I wouldn't be if he played on left. So it's ifs, buts, and maybes. Robbo was instantly getting all the
I don't know.
Flack. But no, just like I said, it's ifs, buts, and maybes. Robbo started. If Gomez has started, who knows? But I think he's.
But did you hear my point? Did you hear my point though about why I suggested him to start?
But I'm just I know what you're saying, but I'm just saying, who knows? We don't know what would have happened had he started. I know because Saka wouldn't have scored that goal if Joe started. Yeah, who knows? I do prefer.
No, I'm saying that he wouldn't have been able to do that move that he did.
I heard. Yeah, well, you don't. Again, that's getting very specific. I don't know. It would have been a different game, so that move may never have even happened if Gomez had. I mean, again, it's purely hypothetical. I'm just trying to talk about Gomez playing, and I would prefer him potentially in a left back slot if we are giving Robbo a game or a night off. Maybe if he doesn't want to play Tsimikas, I don't know, but I'd like to see him get more minutes. I don't know. I wouldn't be dropping Trent for today. No, I wouldn't have done that. But Joey, if Robbo does need a night off, does it have to be definitely Tsimikas? I don't know. Gomez deserves minutes. Like we said, when he got that game against West Ham, he played 90, but he also gave him the captain's armband. And I think that was his way of saying, like, you're still a very important player here. So it'd be good to see him get minutes. But it's how do you get him in there? I don't know. Like most people just immediately just go, well, it's Simi instead of Robbo. It doesn't have to be. You could give Gomez a game against Brighton if you want to change something up at left back. Why not do that?
I don't think anyone's saying different on that. I don't think anyone's saying different on that. You very well could.
Like I think he does play against Brighton, by the way, in that cup game. It's just he'll either play centre half or Yeah, it's highly unlikely. But no, he'll play 90 again in that game, I think. Definitely. Gomez. So, yeah, it's just hard. Like Lee is saying, it's really hard for him. You come back, and he's had so many ups and downs in his Liverpool career. He's won the league with us. He's done his ACL with us. He's come back. He's lost his place again. New manager has to start all over again. So he's constantly having to battle back from things.
Yeah, it was made up for him last season that he played loads and loads, and it was good to see him like in the media again, just talking and having interviews and that. But you know, football's one of them games, isn't it? Like, you know, changes constantly, so just hasn't it hasn't been the way this season. But he's still a valuable player. I mean, I think he'll probably play left centre back, won't he, against Brighton? Gerald will play right centre back, and he'll play left centre back.
Yeah, probably.
Imagine.
Well,
Any chance Bradley back for that game? No?
I still haven't heard what exactly is the situation with Connor Bradley. That's
exactly. Any chance of him back for that? That'd be nice.
That's kind of like a weird, like he just, you know, like no one's asked where's Connor, basically, and without Connor Bradley there, you know, it does limit you a little bit as to your options on the right side of the pitch. But
very much so.
We're going to certainly, I wouldn't mind seeing us utilize that cup match against Brighton. I understand it's going to be at Brighton, but I wouldn't mind seeing us, considering how the team went into today, knowing it was going to be a big game. It's going to be you're going to exert a lot of energy. You're going to have to, like, you know, get prepared for this next matchup in the League Cup game coming up. And it's not that long of a turnover. It's only a 3-day turnover. I'd like to see us get a pretty decently rotated squad.
Yeah,
rotated squad. I don't know, but
he's got to give the other players. Doesn't he? I mean, I don't know if he has enough players to make the entire squad. Common sense to give the other players games. You want Jarrell to play. You know, I think Endo will play. Probably Endo and Jones. I don't want to see McAllister or Gravenberch in the League Cup game for Brighton. I don't want them to play. Don't want to see Ibu or Virgil either, or Trent or Robbo, really. Like, want him to rotate, you know, as much as he possibly can. We can't rotate in the forward positions because we've got Elliott out and Chiesa and Jota. We haven't got nothing. Nothing
would you be against? Would you guys be a 1 for thumbs up, a 2 for thumbs down in the chat? Or you could actually put the emoji if you want. But would you be against, for the League Cup, seeing a midfield that is Endo, Dom, and Curtis as being the 3 midfielders that we bring onto the pitch? Would you be against seeing that as being an opportunity to rest?
Yeah, that's what I'd like.
Or is that too much? Or is that too much for you? So thumbs up for you, Lee?
Yeah, definitely.
No, and Lante, big up to you, by the way. Apologies for I'm being.
You know what? I love the League Cup and with the holders of the League Cup, but I do want to see our most important players rotated against Brighton in the League Cup.
Okay. Big up, Nolante, for joining us. I know you're on mute, but I'll give a second for you to to chime in on that question. JK, okay, Nolante, go ahead. Big up.
Yeah, big up. You're on about, and big up the chat as well. Thanks of JK as always. 12 by Lee.
Evening,
boy. Evening, mate. You're not speaking about the game as of yet.
No, well, we were talking. I'm just asking about Brighton, about the League Cup. Like,
Brighton, the League Cup.
Yeah, coming out of this game, would you switch up? I'm not talking about. Yeah, I'm not saying that should be. I'm not getting that crazy. Like, their midfield's done. McAllister's, no, I'm not saying that. I was just meant for this game, for this upcoming match in the League Cup, can we maybe utilize it as an opportunity to rest some players, maybe rest a midfield that hasn't been at its stellar best as of late. I guess some would say it hasn't been at that scintillating best that it was earlier in the year. By again, thumbs up if you would say yes to a Endo, Jones, and Dom midfield. You can maybe even like tinker it where you have maybe like 2 8s, if not 2 virtual 10s in the essence. In Jones and Dom, and then also utilize Endo as that sole 6, which is what we kind of been seeing Gravenberg be actually for us a little bit lately.
Yeah, Nolante, I know he's got the question there. Have you?
Mm-hmm.
Sure he has. I'd be fine with that against Brighton. I wouldn't be. I'd like to be able to change it a bit more, but Endo and Jones, they're the kind of the second.
There's a lot of games coming up, isn't there? There's a lot of games coming up, and this is people say, "Oh, the next game's always the most important," but with this one, and I said, I like the League Cup with the holders. I've always loved the League Cup since I was a kid, anyway. You know what I mean? But this season, I'm not that bothered. I'm okay with us rotating, and if we go out, we go out. Doesn't mean we'll go out anyway. I think our second string could easily get a result there.
Mm-hmm. It's a foot injury, Jimmy. Harvey's got a foot injury. Bernie's giving some updates. She says apparently Diego, Chiesa, and Connor are all nearly there, but we're not ready for today. Ali and Harvey are the only long-term injuries so far.
That's brilliant. If that's true, then if Jota could come back, it's only a rib thing. They're not that long. Then he's got to get over that. Jota.
So do you so you are okay with that midfield? JK, are you okay with that midfield? For the purpose of rest, the purpose of the fact that we will have to face Brighton once again that weekend, actually.
Yeah, it's standard rotation. It's not. I don't see anything else happening. Is JK on mute? I don't know. Are the boys on mute?
He is on mute. Yeah. JK and Delonte are on mute. So.
It'd just be standard rotation for me. That one.
To give a few of the main players a rest, and we do need to with the fixture list thickening up the way it is, and the international breaks are as numerous as they have, around Christmas, New Year, and that. So there's loads of games there, and we're gonna have to take it easy with the players who played the most minutes. Gonna have to think about that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No. I was just going to say hello to Edward. That's all. But go ahead.
I just would. The one to me would be what would we do? Read in that number 10. You'd rather be able to just do a whole change and bring in Endo, Jones, and Elliott.
Mm-hmm.
But now that Nunes has played these games and Jota has come back, it's like, do you keep Nunes up front and try and get him a goal? Or do you bring Jota back for that? Do you wait? That would be another one, because we don't really have much up front other than those two.
I say
see what he does.
Diego up front for the upcoming game. Not to say that I'm not.
I'm not happy with whichever you're going to do for that game. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But I mean, for the cup match, utilize the cup match as an opportunity to have obviously a high intensity, or not high intensity, but have a Premier League style level game where these players can kind of work back towards their fitness, as opposed to have it be an actual Premier League game. That's why. Because I definitely don't want to lose any more points in the table. JK is off mute, so I'll ask JK that question I asked earlier. Are you okay at that midfield, or do you do something different
for the Brighton game? Yeah,
for the Brighton game.
Yeah.
For me, Endo definitely start. Gravenberch day off. I'd probably play Szoboszlai because he didn't play the full 90. So Endo, Szoboszlai, and whoever, McAllister, Jones. I'd give Jones another game. Jones needs games, you know. So I'll probably go Jones, Szoboszlai, Endo.
Okay.
So that gives Gravenberch and McAllister a rest.
Yeah. Okay.
You know. I think McAllister wasn't great today.
Yeah.
You know. He didn't really get involved in the game. Gravenberch was okay. But I just feel like a game like this would be perfect for Endo, Jones, and Szoboszlai.
Get a result with that midfield.
Yeah.
Not
I think
a result. I think we can win with that midfield.
Yeah.
I'd
Not
be
gonna
nice
be easy, but it's something that
really cares about Jota and Chiesa nearly being back. Like if that's true, then
there's no guarantee that Brighton's going to come out with a strong lineup as well, considering they know that they're going to have to face us at Anfield. You know, I don't think they're going to choose to rest their players when they travel to Liverpool. So, with that said, they might look to kind of rotate their squad as as well. And it's going to be a case where they're going to have to find out Welbeck is ready or not, considering he had that nasty knock a couple of games ago, and if he can maintain it. And Neone. What about the kids like Neone and what have you? I think the only names you'll see on that lineup going into our next game will be probably Morton. You'll see Neone. I don't think. Again, I don't understand why we carried 2 goalkeepers today. That doesn't really make much sense other than got to bring 9. So he was he picked up the phone first. I don't know. Were you upset, JK?
Yeah, I think he was just being too cautious with the 2 goalies on the bench, But for me, that was the perfect time to give Naomi a spot on the bench.
Right.
Took him on with 5 minutes left to go. You know what I mean? Why not? I think Arsenal were there for the taking. So I would have just chucked him on for a couple of minutes.
Nolante, what was your take on the game? Haven't heard from you yet.
Yeah, but it feels like a defeat. I'm going to be honest. Not happy at all. Yeah, the only positive is we drew the game. That's the only take I think I can get at the game. And yes, people see it for the draw, but listen, man, that was embarrassing. What annoyed me even more was the fact that it was 2-2. We got in there, the game was there to be win, and what did we do? There was no urgency. It was just boring. It was slow, and I just thought, and we've got no excuses. Arsenal had 2 more injuries, and what did we do? It was embarrassing, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. And I'll be real. We were even lucky to get away with that foul, if I'm honest. If it was the other way around, then I think we would be calling it. So
which foul
it was
which foul?
The third. So you know the one at the end. But the referee blew before, but just for a little foul, which I think that was 50-50, to be honest. I don't think there's that much of a foul.
Oh, I don't know.
QVR.
I get you saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. If it was the other way around, I think we would be saying the same. Let's just put it that way. So,
I think he'd given them a questionable 50-50 foul earlier too. So maybe that was the reason he kind of went away from it.
Yeah,
and sometimes they give. I don't want to say making calls. That's what we call it here.
Well, look, he didn't give it. We got away with it. We got it. Call it their way, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that wasn't the game right there, But like Delante, I'm sure you obviously aren't very happy with the whole lot altogether. Other people have said the same thing, not as forcefully as you yet. That at 2, a lot of people have been saying the same version of at 2-2. We could have gone for it. At 2-2, we should have pressed more. At 2-2, we should have done this. So you're clearly not on your own. You're not on your own in that way of thinking.
Yeah, agreed. I thought that we should have that. I thought we were on the front foot. We had that bit of life, and I think that once Timber went down, and then also once
Gabriel.
Jesus also went down, yeah, or, Gabriel, not Gabriel Jesus. I meant Gabriel went down. That was our moment, like guys, and that's our moment to really see something through.
But Arsenal now are probably missing Saliba and him for the next Premier League game.
No. Saliba's gonna be back. He's only out for one game.
Wait, I thought a straight red is a 3-game ban, no?
It was.
No, I think it was 2
circumstances.
Yeah, it was circumstances.
No, it was a straight. No,
Oh,
was it?
It
was a straight red. It was a straight red. Yeah, it was a straight red.
So that's 3 games, no?
No, it's only 3 if it's a red for violent conduct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because you can be sent off straight away. But if it's not violent conduct, it's only if it's a 3-game ban, you know, someone like whacked somebody or something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
so just
I
the
can't
one,
remember
then.
what was it. It just misses 1 game.
Yeah.
Did
Virgil miss, or was it because he appealed, or was it because he appealed, or did he appeal it? That's why did he miss 3 games when he got that red card? Remember when he got the red card?
Yeah, against Newcastle.
Yeah.
Was it 2?
one.
He only got 1 game now.
I'm sure it's 1 game from what I remember.
The one on Gordon, and then they give him an extra one for having a go at the ref. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they might have. Okay, I'm not sure. Yeah, you might be right. Yes, because he did.
I don't even know if that's the one we meant then. Is that the one you meant?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, against Newcastle last season. Yeah, when we won 2-1.
An extra game, didn't he? Because he had to go at the ref, apparently, like, which all players do when they're sent off generally. Like, I thought that was.
Let me ask you this: do you think how big of a story do you think it's going to be about the ball kicking of Lucho? He's got to be mindful of that because they will probably try to, give him.
Oh, we did it. We did it twice. We did it twice in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kept going on about that, didn't they, on Sky?
Yeah.
On the,
Of course. Arsenal was sent numerous letters to the PML about this, so it's no surprise. So they're going to be monitoring every game, every reaction, every second, whatever, whether it's us, West Ham, it could have been anyone. And oh God, you trust me, the outcry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. I knew that they were going to make a big thing out of it. It was. I don't think it was bad as. It wasn't as bad as some of the other calls that have been carded. I know that they're trying to make an effort to card all and anything that is like that.
What they're saying, basically, he kicked it away when the other team wasn't set, so it didn't gain any advantage because the other team wasn't ready. But this is real. This is bullshit rabbit hole crap. It's like, oh, but what about this call? What about that call? This is Arsenal fans' thing now, where someone kicked the ball away and they got a yellow card for it. And they got sent off, and then one of their other players was stupid enough to do it again. And now they're just going around every league game going, oh, look, they did it. That's their thing now. That's Arsenal fans' thing now. So, yeah, we all talk about the consistency, well, we only want consistency, but fans don't really want consistency. They just want most of the calls to go their way.
Yeah, honestly, that's like any fan.
Yeah, they just want most of the calls. So yeah, look, like I said, it's funny, but I'm not getting too wrapped up in it. Like Nalante was saying, like, we didn't win or lose a game there because of a couple of refereeing calls.
No, I wasn't.
It was. Not you. Not just what his.
I thought it was a decent refereeing performance from Anthony Taylor.
Say one more time.
I thought it was a decent refereeing performance from Taylor.
Yeah, don't say that. Don't say that 3 times because I think the Candyman or something will jump out of the screen if you say that too many times. Because that's something.
It's
Halloween. It's Halloween now, so that's why you got to watch out for that.
I've seen some shockers in them over the years, so they was quite good.
So you don't want it. Why do you always beat pizza? So,
Yeah. No worries. Got Nolate. I think it's got a pizza date going on with his kids. And
so what's the mood? The mood is obviously down in Nelante's house, but to me, I don't know what asking people what do you have a, let's just say, do you have in a word, do you have a better, worse, or same mood after
for
the
this
game
team?
than you
That's
did
a good.
before?
That's a good point.
After the game, are you in a better mood, a worse mood, or are you in the same mood as regards to team? If you had a bad day, don't want to hear about it. But just because to me, I would say I'm kind of in the same mood. I'm kind of still, that hasn't knocked me back thinking, no, we're not as good as I thought we were. It doesn't have me thinking, oh yeah, we're the real deal now. We're way better, than people were saying, or whatever. That's a real performance. So I think I'm still on the same level as I was.
I think that I am. I'll let the panel before I answer. Sorry. Go ahead, JK.
Yeah. I just want to say that before the game, I always say this in a way: top games against the top six, we don't want to lose. If it's a point, it's a point. So in other words, I just don't want to lose. We could have lost that today, even though because we played pretty poor today, I believe. So we could have lost that 2-1, bro. But we seemed to get a goal back with our two guys, Darwin and Salah, combining again. So for me,
great partnership, by the way, that they've created. By the way,
they work pretty well together. They've always had that sort of click between them. I think they could do even more damage if they really wanted to. I believe today as well. But all in all, I'm happy with the point away at Arsenal. I'm not saying that because I think before the game I thought we were going to beat them. I was thinking, 2-0.
Yeah.
We won there.
I said 4-0. I was hoping 4-0. I did say 2-0 with my head, but my heart was 4-0. I was hoping
So
to be true.
Would you say neutral then, JK? You're the same as you were before, not up or down, but still the same.
With a hint of disappointment, bro. Nilante, in that way of, I know we could have beat them today. I just feel that second half, we was in control of it, but we didn't see no urgency. You know what I mean? There weren't enough urgency for me. And I think as soon as Salah got the second goal, my mission would have been, let's wrap this up and get 3 points, make 7 points ahead of them. That would be my philosophy. But Slot sometimes thought, you know what? Away in London against one of the top teams, I'll take the point. But realistically, he knew he could have won that.
Yeah.
Even though we were not the better team, really. I think we were pretty poor.
Yeah, I heard his comments.
It was going to be hard to win that game, you know what I mean? That's why I fancied the 1-0 and was hoping for a 1-0 with my prediction. When I gave my prediction, it was 1-1. What I thought would happen, it was more what I wanted. It was just a scrappy 1-0. But not what happens.
Yeah, the 1-0 would have been sweet. I'd take 1-0 over 2-2 any day.
Yeah, if you go behind it's hard. Against Arteta's team, it's hard to come back and win from going behind, isn't it? Like when you're on their patch.
It is, and it is an accomplishment. But I mean, they did score late in the first half, and then I think I asked the question earlier. Did you think this was a game of two?
Scored their second goal at the perfect time there, but we still came back after.
It would have been better for them, Bradley, if they scored that after the second half. When the second half started, then scored it. Because I think that first half break gave Slot a bit of a oomph in his team talk. You know what? So in a weird way, I'd rather it happened before, so Slot could talk to him for the second half time.
Yeah, no, it's true, but it was like it was the roller coaster of Chelsea, the game last season. Yeah, we had the possession, but what did we do with it really? Hardly anything apart from the goal, 1 or 2 shots. We didn't do anything, and that's the disappointing thing. So this is what I mean, and it's just No, I'm not happy with that, man. I mean, yeah, we got the draw, so I'll take it. But the way Arsenal's players were pulling like flies, the
Oh,
way we didn't,
bro.
we didn't. Yeah, I know.
Oh, terrible,
That,
terrible. Even like every opportunity, they fell down.
Oh, yeah.
Schwab was talking about that before the
Yeah.
game as well. Like they sort of played little dirty little tricks and stuff. Bro, they
Yeah.
didn't stop. Every time the ball came towards them, bang on the floor.
Yep.
On the floor. So
Yep.
that was a tactic of theirs. Slow us down. That's how you slow the big teams down.
Dark
By
Arts.
falling on the floor.
They're the new Dark Arts team of the league.
but it is. But for us, we didn't pose that game, and I told people when I'm talking, I say it was right. I told people Gomez should have started against Saka. I saw Saka last season, even in the 3-1 and the 1-1. Joey had him locked up. He dealt with him well. And this, I'm not saying I'm a mind reader, but look what happened. Robertson got done the kipper, man. He got sent to the shops. He went to Edinburgh, he went to Ireland, he went to Northern Ireland, he went to Wales, Saka sent them on the road around globe trip
Back
in
on
the
loan
UK.
at Hull. Yeah. You know what I mean? No, but for me, that's probably the worst I've ever seen Robertson play for Liverpool. Like, I just seen him get done constantly. I've never really seen that. That was probably the worst game Robertson's ever played that first half. Probably his worst half for Liverpool. He was getting sinned left, right, and centre. And you know what it was? Diaz or Gapco, whoever played in that position, should have logically thought, you know what, I'll tag team Saka. Let's just get that threat under manners, you know?
Yeah,
So for me, that was a bit
part
of Diaz. Diaz didn't help him out, you know? So you know what? Saka's having Robertson for dinner. Let me go and help him a little bit. Yeah. I think that was the wrong tactic by Diaz.
There was that, and if you guys in the panel and chat, if you watch the first goal, when who's it, Ben White, the long ball, and then Roberts isolated the Saka, VVD, he's a little bit out of fault as well. He should have read that situation, come back, cover the middle, because we know Saka can, he's a good player. I mean, we all agree he's a really good player, top quality player. So you as a captain, you should be reading that. But as much as Robertson's at fault, and then he was bad. VVD, he was shaking today, and I don't know what it is. The last three Premier League games at Emirates, we've been poor. I know, of course, we don't play them every season, every game, but it's a bit of a concern for me. I'm not liking this because I don't think this Arsenal team is all that great. But imagine we've got to be real. I'm going to be quite blunt. Imagine they had the full team, we would have got destroyed today. We would have. I'm just going to call it. For some reason, the players got missing. I don't know what it is and what's going on. And but anyway, we've got more time to discuss that, so I'll just leave it.
Yeah. We will be doing a rating show tomorrow. I'm sure the ratings aren't going to be super, super kind to all of our players, but there were some decent performances in this game.
Well, I'm a big Lucho fan, but I'm giving him 2 out of 10 for his performance, mate.
Right.
He was distinctly ineffective.
He was bad today, Luca, you know.
Party got the foul, and he didn't learn from the first couple of times and kept doing it.
Yeah.
And then
left side today.
Free kick, like, that got them the second goal. He still hadn't learned.
Yeah, man. Our left side today, for me, sort of not made us win that game, you know. I think it was so poor today, our left side. Wow. Probably the worst I've ever seen it in my life. That was bad. That was bad.
That was actually the call from maybe minute 8 or 9 from Carragher and Neville on comms was Diaz needs to get back and work more and help Robertson more. And it's like, I can't remember the last time I heard someone say Diaz needs to get back and work more.
Right.
Because that's normally his biggest strength. So whatever, like the boys are right. Our left side collapsed today. It completely collapsed. I don't know what Lucha was on the pitch today, but it was not the normal.
To draw the foul from him that annoyed me.
Yeah.
That annoyed me about Lucho today. He just kept doing it.
No, that was well spotted. That's a really good point, Lee. That's a really good point. That's a fact. It may look like nothing on the pitch, but
no, it's a big thing. Like, isn't it?
It may look like just random occurrences, but it's actually not. You know, he should have learned from it. Yeah.
We were all looking at Party, weren't we playing there, like, you know, could Lucho get at him and that and expose?
Yeah.
Party
Other way around.
Yeah, no,
Around
yeah,
party had him in the manners. Like,
Yeah.
come on,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
But for
Yeah, I was
me,
just
I
saying
tell you
that.
the truth,
Disappointed.
I don't think our front three played really well. Salah and Nunes and Diaz were sort of non-existent all first half. But I feel when we needed them, they stepped up. If you understand, I always say that Darwin and Salah, they're type of guys they can play poor and not really be in the game, but they'll end up getting a goal or assist.
They made sure we left a point, didn't they, between them?
Yeah, there you go. So for me, they did what they had to do.
Yeah, they did.
They did what they had to do. For me, I think the 2 goals we could have defended on better. You know what I mean? I would say Virgil is to blame for probably both of the goals because, like, when that second ball cross came in, he should have been there clearing that ball. So for me, Virgil's to blame for both goals. Because Robertson, as soon as he knew there was no one else there for the first goal, he should have been behind Robertson to get Saka if he gets beaten, Robbo. And Robbo got beaten, he fouled, didn't he?
How many times have you looked at that their second goal? Do you really think that was onside?
Yeah, it was.
It was.
Yeah,
it was.
The foot was in the way.
Yeah, I was
are
thinking,
offside,
why did
I don't want them given? I don't want
exactly
half millimeter calls. That's not what you know.
Virgil.
I hate them when they're given against you, and it's a great goal, and it's okay, he's offside, but he's offside by the width of a freaking.
Yeah, I never crossed my fingers, but I had my fingers crossed the whole time.
They took forever, though.
Yeah,
they took
I know,
even
that's poor.
Even the ref was slagging him off. Even that really annoying ref that's on the co-coms on Sky was slagging off the VAR for taking so long.
Yeah.
He was saying like, because one of them goes like, well, see, what they're waiting for is they have to decide who's the last defender, and like everyone's like, yeah, well, it's Van Dijk, and we're like, yeah, we know, we can see that. And then it took about 4 minutes, and then he's like, okay, they're drawing the line now. And then the guys in Carragher said, have they really only just now decided that Van Dijk was the last defender? He's like, yeah. He's like, that's embarrassing. He's like, yeah, we know. We spotted it three minutes ago. And they're like, yeah. The boys have kind of had a bad one there. Like, the ref was really throwing VAR under the bus. Like the co-coms ref, who's out of the game now. Mike, whatever his name is, Riley or Dean, or I don't know. Who cares? But yeah, he was like saying, yeah, this is stupid, basically. It should not take this long.
Yeah,
and just to do with the lines, you were talking about the lines earlier on. That's one of their new initiatives. Now, don't come at me for this. I'm just telling you what they say. They're one of the reasons to speed up VAR, and they wanted to speed up VAR. I'm not saying they have. I'm just saying they want to. And one of the things that they took away was all of the drawing of the lines up on screen on TV. They don't show that. That's just the thing that I know people say, why don't they show that anymore? It's because, and like I know we're talking about how they just took 7 minutes to make a decision.
Right.
So
I didn't know that was the new thing, that they don't show it properly anymore, because I was like,
they don't show it the way they used to. Like, do you remember a couple of years ago, you used to see it for like 2 minutes, you see the lines every day. Like, no, we're going to stop that to streamline it. Because I'm not saying they have. I know, I'm not here defending them. I'm just saying this is what they've said they're doing. They don't show the lines pretty much anymore. They show them like in the VAR room, and they might show you the final line or whatever, but it's to save time. But they haven't saved any fucking time. But they're all
bro, the whole system's done. It just ruins everything, you know.
They're waiting for semi-automation, JK. They're waiting for the semi-automated one to come in.
Yeah, of course.
For offside, that's all they're waiting for. So they're just binning it off. They go, we don't care. Just wait for freaking AI to do it.
I watched the Coventry Luton game yesterday. No VAR, bro. What a game!
Oh, it's brilliant. I love no VAR.
What a game!
I love them. Yeah.
You know, no game, no VAR. The goal was scored. Boom, it's scored. Goalies, referees give it. Get on with it. You know.
There's no offside flag. Football. That's all you have to look for. You look for an offside flag.
Yeah. As soon as that's up, it's done.
Flag.
It's done. Yeah, you know. But you weren't given. Even though Coventry's third goal winner, the guy was offside, bro. And they got the winner though against Luton. So he was sort of interfering in play, the one guy, but the other guy had you right, the American guy. He was onside, so he got the goal. But the other guy was offside, bro. So VAR would have probably taken that away, I believe.
That's the thing. It's what do you want? Do you want that, or do you want the free-flowing game where you're prepared to accept the odd call is
Make
going to go
mistakes.
against you.
Yeah.
Humans are going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
So, you know, it
But
just
they're going to
depends
use that.
Yeah,
they'll
the
use that
really bad
excuse.
mistake gets used. Or you made the really bad mistake is against you in a Champions League final, then you're going to want VAR.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
But I like championship games because more often than not, the best team wins. The best team will top the league, and you get a few mad calls or whatever. But the game just flows. Like 7 minutes to check a not 7. It was like around 5 to check an offside.
Which was already like you could see with the naked eye, bro. It's just like Van Dijk's foot was there. I think if Van Dijk was standing straight, it would have been all right.
I do think it was a little harder than. I really do think that it was a little harder than that. But
I'm just saying it's not an obvious.
Because I think they kept looking at it from. If you're looking at it from Van Dijk's foot, yes, I understand that because Van Dijk's foot is behind. You can see his foot is behind, slightly behind Havertz's boot in that photo. Now Havertz wasn't in the play. I'm not saying that that's the reason why it should be called offside or something like that. Blah blah blah. But why I thought it was maybe questionable is because I thought Marino's foot, which he's wearing a gold boot, so it stood out. Yeah. Like I could distinctly see his boot. I thought from the angle they were showing, certainly in front of Virgil's foot, but like it just depended on where they marked his shoulder or where
that was the angle. The angle they showed us isn't the one that you need. This is what I'm saying. Like they should just get on with it.
Drew the lines on.
No, well, right. We can appeal it. It was onside. What I'm saying is that's what I don't
like.
Brian, I'm just saying.
That's not the point. I'm trying to get across to say that that's the angle they showed us. That's all I'm saying. I'm stating clear fact.
But do you think it was onside or offside?
I don't know. I didn't really get that great of. He only showed one angle, and they flashed a blue line for about 2 seconds, and I was like, okay, I guess he's onside. So I don't have an issue about this. I'm not doubting the technology, but what I'm saying is that from the angle they showed, from the picture and angle they showed me, it looked like Marino's foot was offside. That's all. Sometimes, most of the times when they do these like reviews, the broadcasting channel will show you 7 different views of the offsides while they tinker in the boot for 5 minutes like they did. They just had one still and they kept it on that one still. That's what I'm trying to get across.
Yeah, what I'm saying is I come from the thing where if you can't tell without a microscope whether it's on or off, you give it to the attacking player. I'm not saying you need daylight or anything like that.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Yeah, I think that is a good rule to. It's just a good rule, isn't it? Like give it to the attacking player if it's in dispute because you want to see goals, don't you? Yeah. Fortunately, this one was against us, but I do agree with that.
I just want an end to this 5 minutes of looking at people in an office, looking at TV screens. I mean, it's just as crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's taken not the fun out of the game, but it takes the amount of momentum that takes out of the game. Like players' muscles will cramp up because of stoppages like that. You don't just stop all of a sudden in the middle of a game for 5 minutes for no reason. You need to keep moving. Everyone's all of a sudden just standing
maybe
around.
Do rather than Brian. This is why my point is rather than because if you're at the stadium, it's even worse because all you're looking at is a big screen that says possible offside for 5 minutes. But at least if you're going to do what they're doing, why not show the process that they're taking to find out how and where and everything else? They did do that. They did do that. They've done that in
they used to.
They used to do that. Like they showed all the different angles, all like them breaking it down and getting to the point and getting to where it is. That transparency was what they used to do. Now, like I said, they had a still picture of it, and then you're sitting there waiting there, and you're like you said too. They're showing you two guys in a room with headphones on, and you're like, okay, what are you doing? Like that's my point.
It comes down to the fact that they still don't trust fans.
How you came to this assessment, I'm cool with with the way that you ruled it, and I'd be completely upset.
But it's because they still don't trust fans. This is what the root of this is. They still don't trust, even though everybody that was at that game today probably had to pay at least like 400 quid to have their day out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to have a load of hooligans there, but they still don't trust football fans. So they are terrified.
Thought that they would have.
No, but I know, but I'm saying this is just let me finish. They're terrified of showing anything controversial on a screen that might cause trouble in a fan. In the sense, that's the way the authorities in England still look at football fans. That's the root of this. They are absolutely terrified of showing anything controversial on a screen, because those nasty football fans, they'll all kick off. Mm-hmm. That's most of what this comes down to. Basically, they don't want them seeing controversial incidents because they'll all get angry and start fighting. Like when's the last time somebody had a fight at the Arsenal stadium? Probably never.
Probably.
I mean, they're all there in their £500 Jamie Redknapp jackets. You know,
they're probably on Arsenal fan TV. They probably did. That's why.
Complaining won't. But come on, that's a lot of what this comes down to. The authorities in England still look at football fans as these people from the 80s, you know?
Yeah.
We can't be trusted.
Robert's got a good question. It's basically this pretty much the same question that Brian asked earlier, which was, how are we feeling today, guys? He says he's good with the 1 point. We didn't play too good, so he is happy with the point, keeping Arsenal in the mud. Red Armchair Support says it used to be called the Library. They did make a mention that the fact that the stadium was more electric, or there's a lot more energy at the grounds at the Emirates. Normally, it isn't as online with the performances. Max is saying, big up Max, by the way, welcome. He's saying, we played Arsenal without Odegaard and Saliba. They were crippled. Easiest chance against them. 2 points lost. Okay.
They still have international players to call on, though, didn't they? You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
just hypocritical. But I have to agree with him. 2 points lost there. For me, that game was there to be won. After the second goal came in from Salah, I thought my first initiative was, let's go and win this game now.
I thought there could be a chance, like when
for me, it was when Endo got the ball. When Endo got the ball, he had to just play Darwin in there. I think that was the pass.
That was the pass.
Well, it was still being managed by Jurgen Klopp.
He played it safe rather than try to make a pass that maybe he wasn't comfortable making, I guess.
But you know what? He did the hard work. He found the space, bro. He found the space to actually get that pass off. So for me, he wasted that space he made for himself to get that pass. That's why I weren't really happy with what he did there. When as soon as he passed it, I was like, bro,
still Klopp on the bench. We probably would have went for it more in the last 15 minutes.
At least. Yeah.
You never know. We needed Trent in that position then. I think Trent would have played straight away Darwin in there. I think it would have been beautiful. But it is what it is. 2-2. Yeah. But playing really poor. Right, really poor. We got our draw. So you got to take that, We could have lost that game and we still played poor.
Yeah, it's a difficult fixture. Arsenal away. It's no easy ride, so coming away with a draw ain't a big deal, is it? It's not the end of the bloody world.
You take it at the start of the season, but in the moments after the game, definitely, and especially in a moment when you're looking at Endo and you're saying, we can all see the pass, just go and make the pass. But yeah, I don't know which is. I don't want to say, that's the start of the season. You take it at the point. The game has just happened. This is the reaction to that game.
This is my reaction. This is.
I actually
we'll get into stats. We'll get into stats. We'll get into the deeper dives tomorrow with the ratings and review show. But big up to KJ, by the way, joining us. I did say hello to Max, and if I didn't, I'm definitely going to say hello to High Lord too. I don't know if I did or didn't. I'll just say it again. And hello to Bonkers too. I don't know if I said hello or not.
Yeah, even though we're a point behind City now, I feel good about today's game. Like, I was dying for us to win. I wanted us to win. I was thinking about a 1-0 win, a 2, any win. I was thinking about us winning, but it didn't happen. But, you know, it's a tough game. And we got out of there without getting beat. Like,
yeah. It makes their trip to Anfield that much more important for them, actually, which is something we have to take note and also make sure that we don't allow for them to get any footing back into this game or into the league.
it's interesting because it's the first time in ages that we haven't won. We actually drew. We've won every game for the last few weeks, haven't we?
Yeah. This like a draw is a weird phenomenon when it comes to Arnie Slot. Let me see.
It's going to have to, you know, we can take that. We're playing City soon enough now that if we were to get the same results in the league, we can take that advantage back pretty quick. At least we do have that opportunity. If we're still only 1 point behind City when we play them, we have an opportunity to get back ahead of them quite soon. Before they get too far into the distance. Do you know what I mean? It's a good time to be able to peg them back. Like, make sure we win against Brighton. We play Brighton up right in the league, and then,
currently 6th place in the Premier League, by the way. Brighton.
But is there anybody in the league between Brighton and City?
Anyway, yeah.
Who do we play Brighton, and then who do we play in the league before we play City?
Oh, Villa. We played Villa.
Oh yeah, Villa.
Is it? Yeah, Villa.
That's going to be a tough one.
No, Southampton, is it? Or was it just Villa?
Yeah, Southampton.
Yeah, we need to be level or only where we are now with them after those Brighton, Villa, Southampton games.
Yeah.
Because if we leave them get 6 points ahead, we drop a couple of stinkers against Brighton and Villa, and they go and win 2 games next, it's 7 points. Even if we do get a good result against them, it's still going to be 4. So if we keep it really close to them, this was that I mean, it might look like points dropped in one way, but it kind of just depends what you make of it now from here on in. If we get 6, that Villa's going to be really hard though.
Villa's going to be a tough game.
Villa's going to be a tough
game. It is going to be a tough game. Villa had a tough game already though this weekend, where they drew 1-1 against Bournemouth. Definitely a tough game in the sense of letting them having Ross Barkley score for Villa and then allowing
season like a house on fire, haven't they, Villa? So it was a bit of a shock to get a draw there, wasn't it?
It was home. Villa was home against Bournemouth. That's even more. Villa is normally really, really formidable at home, especially on the road. Might be a little bit of a different story, but at home they've been a really good team. But we've seen them have some, I would say, shocking draws at home. I guess Manchester United being one of them. So. Hylor is saying, there's a question. Let me get the question first, then I'll bring up Hylor's point. Bernie's asking question. Do you think the contract hoo-ha might have had an impact or any bearing on the performance?
Hoo-ha.
Are you referring to Virgil or referring to, you got a couple
all three of them, I'd imagine. All three of them, I'd say.
Got a couple of hoo-has up there. I don't think Trent was that case. Max says yes. Okay, 100% for Trent. Okay. I was going to say, Max, the reason why I say I don't think it was the contract hoo-ha is impacting Trent like that. I just think it's more so Trent is trying to get back to complete 100% fitness. I mean, I know that no one ever does get to 100% fitness, but you try to get as close as possible. And I think that he's working his way back. Unfortunately, he is almost too good to sit, but yet not at the level that we are used to seeing from Trent when it comes offensively. These last couple of games, I think you could say we've not seen the offensive prowess of Trent Alexander-Arnold that we have become accustomed to saying or expecting. You guys have a different opinion? Lee, you have a different, or Nolante, go ahead. You can go ahead, Nolante.
No, I was just going to say probably, yeah, but because he's got a slight injury, which is, okay, funny enough, actually, as much as I've talked about Trent's defending, he was the best of a bad bunch defending. For me personally, in the back line, I'm honest. I mean, we got one or two rinsed. It wasn't as much, to be honest. But with Trent, again, we just have to look at these squad players, because if they were here and they're not touching the endos and the goals, what's the point? If Trent's not 100%, play Gomez. Yeah, you cannot do what Trent's do, but that's up for other team members to step up. Yeah, and one thing I'll just, so we've got a squad there, and Endo as well. I really do feel for him, you know what I mean? Because he's just been, I don't know, 2 minutes here. I mean, he stops doing wrong things, but he needs to use these players, or as, yeah, fine if you might want different kind of players, but once they're there, give them the chance. And for instance, as well, I will mention, I think you guys mentioned about Diaz. He was poor today. We all agree. I think me, you, the chat, we all agree. But when Gakpo came on, Gakpo did what he hates doing. See, the difference with Diaz and Gakpo, Diaz is better than Gakpo, is Diaz has more variety to his game. He can jink a man inside, outside. At least he tries with dribbling ability. So he's unpredictable. But Gakpo, sometimes he's just so predictable. And yeah, when it works, it works. But when he came on, he didn't offer anything. He was just, run, I'm just going to cut in. And it's just basic. I mean, again, I don't know, man. I'm just still disappointed. I get what everyone says at the point it is. So regardless, even if we had no shots on goal or 2 shots and whatever, but if we don't improve, then this next couple of weeks we're going to be having more discussions like these. That's all I'm going to say.
Robert, he's saying he reckons we broke the Arsenal players' spirit today, coming back twice like that. Do you think that this game breaks their spirit more than the time that we did it at Anfield and came back from a game that we probably lost?
No. Okay. No. They had the players missing. They had players that got injured in the game. So this kind of, for me, enhances them, because I think George, they'll feel a little bit hard done by. So yeah, we scored the equalizer, but no, not really, to be honest. Just gives him more impetus, because most people were predicting us to win and we didn't do our job. So regardless.
They'll say they feel hard done by, but really this was a massive result for them.
Wow. I would have said to Bernie's question quick, obviously no impact on Salah. That guy is he's hyper-focused. He's not going to stop doing, even if he only has 2 days left on his contract and we've a game against some nobody team, he's going to want to go and play in that game. If you might jeopardize a free contract move somewhere, he's going to want to go and play in that game and get goals in it. So Salah, no. Virgil was asked the question after the game today, and the reporter, who was a bit of an idiot, I don't know who he is, but he's like, "Oh, look, I know I have to ask a question." So he kind of half got the word contract out of his mouth, and Virgil just kind of gave him that shake of the head laugh. Look, he's like, "Oh, don't, come on, man, don't even bother. You just don't be asking me stupid questions." Like, I mean, he was fully concentrated on the game and talking about the game. You could see it's like, oh, just look, no, don't. Not like, I don't want to talk about that or having a hissy fit. He was just completely focused on what happened on the day, talking about. So I don't think he is in any way distracted. The Trent one, potentially a little bit more, but not once you cross the white line. I don't say, look, anybody who's ever played football knows that if you're on a football pitch and there's a game going on, it's incredibly difficult to think about anything other than the game that's going on around you. You go into game mode. You start playing football. You think about it's a thing you do to stop thinking about other things. So once they're out there on the pitch, I think they all give 100%. Some guy ringing up the boss before the game said, "I don't feel like playing today." That's a guy that's not giving 100%. But once you're out there on the pitch, I think they all do. Especially, especially Salah, just in terms of his output, he's just as driven as ever. Virgil is here to do what needs to be done until the final day. He's not going to be clocking out early. And yeah, Trent, when he's on the pitch, no, I don't think so. So hopefully not. Oh, and the other thing, I think, the Arsenal players, they seem very down after the game. Saka seemed very down, like they lost the game. Our players seemed a little bit more chipper, a bit more upbeat. So I think in terms of how we broke into their spirit, I don't know, but they definitely did seem a little bit more, like they lost the game afterwards. So yeah, hopefully it knocks them back a bit. I don't know what you boys think.
Yeah, I can. That's the question of whether this was a more devastating draw, yes, for them than the one.
Saka looked like someone nicked his puppy, you know.
I think because Saka came out with his goal celebration somewhat said it all, you know. The whole like.
Oh, Bernie had another question actually. Now you're talking about Saka, her previous question there. I'm not sure that it was a choice that we had as much, but I think she basically said, "Do we regret or do we?"
Oh yeah.
Do we regret not signing Saka?
Mm-hmm.
I know Klopp. I know Klopp tried to get him before he signed his first pro deal at Arsenal, but as soon as he signed his first pro deal, I think they kind of knew, oh well, there's no point. But he definitely, as far as, and Martinelli too.
Oh
he
yeah,
was really interested in Martinelli.
He was really interested in Martinelli.
Yeah, but
maybe more so than Saka.
I think that's because they kind of knew Saka was a long shot because he was probably always going to stay there, whereas Martinelli was coming in from abroad. They thought they had a better chance, but if we had gotten Saka in, who knows? Who knows where it would be? But Beige Reds in the house, fair play.
Barnes.
I'm assuming Barnes. Slot cut tactics wrong. We played horrible. Sounds a bit crabby, but I'm assuming it's Barnes.
We got like 20 minutes left in the show here. About 20 minutes left. Barnes. I don't know if Barnes has a show coming up or not, but I was gonna say if he wants to verbalize why he said that really quick, we could definitely make room for him. Always a place for
call in Barnes if you're on the road or if you're free. Hands free.
I can if you have your hands free, pause. Let me get this for him. Oh, okay. That's right. They do have a show now with Sarcasm TV. Sarcasm City TV.
Okay.
That they do a Barbados special type like.
Is that like City, like Man City, or just?
Did I say City? I meant Manchester United. Sarcasm City TV is the name of the channel that they do a crossover with, but they are Manchester United, a Manchester United fan channel.
Oh, okay.
Market, at least the Sarcasm TV is obviously not Beijing Reds. Today was on the players for Robert more than slots tactics. He's going against. Flawless. Flawless. How they're saying he's more convinced that we need signings in January if we are to get anything out of this season. Okay.
And so say all of
Normally when we do, what we'll do is you can either reach out to me on X to ask for the invite, or you can when we do have call-ins, I just post the link in the chat, and then you can just simply click in that way. Let's see. But yes, so on to the next one. Get to the point, we move on, right? I think that's the best way to look at it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what's done is done. I would have loved to stay at the top. It does hurt to see City at the top of the league, but if anything, this year, City, the way that their form is right now, they don't necessarily look like, the immovable force that they normally are. So yeah.
No, 1-0 at home to Southampton wasn't overly impressive, but
no, that's particularly why. Yeah,
but it's depressing that they get them results like to be able to win 1-0 all the time. Like that's going to win you the title, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not going to write them off. It is a bit it is. I was hoping they'd have just a tiny dip this season. Not that they were going to drop to fourth or anything like that, but maybe they might be, third, 6 points behind, just because players leaving.
Southampton, didn't they? It was just a cakewalk after that, like.
Yeah. You never. I just thought, the stars might have been aligning. Big season, treble winning season. Bit of drop off. De Bruyne older. Couple of Boysley. Yeah, I just hope there was potential there. And they've gone and got Rodri injured now for the whole season, and they still haven't really dropped off too much. So,
right.
Yeah, we still got to go toe to toe with them. By looks,
they have dropped. Yeah. They have certainly dropped some. Their levels have dropped slightly since Rodri's absence, and that might be the reason why they're talking so heavily about going into the January window for themselves to get someone to replace.
Rodri. No doubt they will. No doubt they will.
So.
Go and drop 80 million on some Spanish guy you've never heard of. Next thing you know, he's brilliant.
Okay, Robert, I get what you're saying. It was the first time we've allowed 2 goals in a game this year, right? I believe that's the.
Man City have had a lot of players I've disliked. Bernardo Silva's one. It isn't the top of it. The one that I dislike the most is Rodri. He just embodies everything that I dislike about Man City. The way he contests decisions, the fact that it was a Zamball that just the title in 2022. The living embodiment of all that I loathe about that club is Rodri.
Yeah, this is the first time we've let in more than 1 goal in a game, right?
Yeah. That's what I was a bit disappointed in. We conceded 2 goals, man. That was good.
Yeah,
I think
that's the narrative now being pushed is that we Liverpool's finally found, come across a good opponent and they, concede 2 goals. I don't know. It's an interesting narrative to push. We also scored 2 goals as well. So
that's how it evens out.
Yes, how it evens out. That's what they call draws, right?
I don't think we've scored more than 2 this year, have we?
We have.
Yeah, 3-0
against
3-0 against Man U.
Yeah, the early game. But I don't think we've scored more than 2 since that. I'm just,
No, we did or not in Premier, maybe not in Premier League, but we scored 3 against AC
Milan. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We're not a high scoring team.
And we scored 3 against Bournemouth too.
Oh well, I'm completely wrong about that. Yeah, we're doing okay.
Then we scored 5-1 against
West Ham.
Yeah.
But I knew
it was up there somewhere.
So we've showed games where we can score goals. Like that's that's a lot of goals there. 5 against West Ham at home. So we can.
As of late, we haven't been scoring. Like Brian's saying,
because Diaz
that's more.
Diaz is off well, isn't it?
Scoring a lot lately.
lately,
Diaz,
like the last
like
4 or 5 games, we haven't scored over 2 goals.
yeah, because Diaz has been off the game, you know, because Diaz was on form. He
Yeah,
was scoring goals. Boom.
yeah,
He's sort of off form in the last 3 games. Hasn't started two of them started today. Wasn't great. So for me, him not scoring, that's taken away them goals we normally we score, you know. Like he
yeah.
started off the season really, really well. I don't know what's happened to him the last 3 games. Coming as sub
Who,
twice. I thought that little rest might give him a bit of a boost today, but it didn't really look like that, did it? You know
sorry,
what? In
who?
the first half, he did a
But
Gakpo,
do
is it?
do you think that's because of his play, or do you think it's because of what they set up tactically to do? Because
Are you
like in the
talking about
tactically.
first
Gakpo
half,
or
I don't think we
Nunes?
had.
Who,
I'm not going to look at
who are you talking
stats,
about?
but I don't think we had that much. Like, as in the momentum was certainly
Ew.
on their side in that first. There's a period, a bunch of the first half that I was just like getting frustrated at how well the Arsenal players were being able to control not only the tempo but just control the ball. You know, especially in the midfield, that I thought that we would have been able to manipulate a little bit better.
Who are you talking about?
Me?
Which player? No, JK. Which player were you
Oh,
talking
he's
about?
talking about Lucho.
Diaz.
Yeah.
Oh, Diaz. Okay, I thought you were. Yeah. Oh, yeah, really poor. Yeah, definitely. Just one of those games, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look back and go, wow, like that's probably the worst you played in about a year. You know that it's just like what happened to you? That like what happened today, kind of thing. He's just off it, really. You know that run and stuff. But he
That's a
was
wild
getting.
stat. Did you see the stat that Highlight brought in?
Yeah, no, it's just weird the way that people were. The first time I've ever heard like commentators kind of criticize him for not tracking back and not helping out his
Oh,
fullback.
Lucho, yeah.
Yeah, it's normally like number one thing,
Yeah.
you know, that they're bringing up. It's just like, wow, if he's not doing that, like, was it tactically? Was he told to stay high or, you know, something like that? That's like we don't know. Is that? But he did eventually start doing it. But
Yeah.
it was a bit odd that Robbo was being kind of
Laid out
left that, but he
sacrificial.
got ragdolled. He got
Well,
ragdolled by Saka on at least 3
Hey.
occasions. Saka,
and
like
that's
he
why.
just got ripped
Isn't
all
that
over the place.
why? I mean, because I know. Isn't that why you could say that VVD wasn't doing what we saw? Cannot. I mean, Ibu was helping out very, very well. I thought for Trent. There's a couple of times where Ibu and
Yeah,
Trent.
Ibu for me, man of the match. I think he
Yeah,
played
I thought
great.
Ibu and Trent did
Yeah.
especially Ibu did a pretty good job of like making sure that
They're
everything
left.
got covered. I mean, like I remember the one it was against Havertz, I want to say, where he was it either Havertz or was it Jesus? One of the players he was going up against, he like this bullied him. I think it was Martinelli actually, to tell you the truth. He bullied him
Yeah, it
off.
was Martinelli.
It
Yeah,
was Martinelli, right? And he
Uh-huh.
just bullied him off, and the commentators saying,
Yeah.
"Wow, tremendous
Yeah.
strength from Ibu."
They have,
You know,
yeah, I know that, Mum. You must speak to them. You call it.
yeah.
What?
But
Yeah, I think what it was, Kanate, his pace in the first 2-3 meters is very quick. I've seen it today. There was times where
he made
the
up that
Arsenal
difference
player,
against Martinelli that time too, right?
yeah, bro,
That's
he's
that's what you're talking
rapid
about.
Kanate. I've
Yeah,
seen it today. I really realized today he out of the back four, he was our best defender. He got man of the
I
match as
agree with that.
well.
I agree with that.
Urge, do you remember the ball in? There was a ball crossed into the box, Shaky, from their left, their right, and it went like it was easy. All Virgil had to do was head it away, and he completely missed it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
He
it
missed
ended up going to
like two
Robbo in
headers
behind.
today like that. Kind
Yeah,
of.
like
The goal. I
and
think the goal was set up like that too.
yeah, they were saying like they were kind of looking at going, wow, that's like even Robbo was surprised. You know, even the guy that was with Robbo, can't remember which attacker it was. Is like they weren't expecting that ball because it was Verge. He was going to head away, and he completely missed it. He was very casual today. Like Rob is saying, he made a couple of mistakes today that weren't like. Do you remember? I haven't heard it mentioned yet. I think it was only like 4 minutes into the game, and he was lucky not to get yellow. He kicked Havertz.
Yeah.
Havertz had him, and he just very un-Virgil like. He kind of swung at him and kicked out at him. He kicked him with the far. I was like, Verge, calm down, man.
Yeah.
That was very un-Virgil. to get riled up like that and react like that. It was like he would normally just shrug him off and give him that Virgil
And the
look.
stinker.
You know,
Yeah.
It was like, what was wrong with Virgil today? It was another one.
A lot of our players,
the stinker.
Virgil.
It was the pressure.
Maybe.
The
big game.
pressure.
I think,
The pressure.
Well, I think there was a lot of our players who did that.
This was Virgil's 100th cap or 100th time appearance as the Liverpool captain.
That's why it could have been that.
Right.
But no,
for me, a lot of our players were doing that sort of things, like giving opportunities for the referee to give him a yellow card. Even Diaz, he sort of kicked the ball away or when it was a throw-in.
Right.
Just little things like that, bro. You can't do that no more in football where the referee says, "Oh, it's all right."
Oh, I know. You can't even kick the ball,
especially in away games.
You can't even kick the ball into someone's face. You can't kick the ball in someone's face and apparently not get a foul called on you.
Yeah, that wasn't a foul.
That was a poor call. Yeah, that was a poor call.
Yeah. Stop the game because the ball hit you in the face. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But let us carry on after it.
That's because Taylor was out of position for that call, and he thought that he got him with his foot. And I'm like, well, if that's a high boot to the face. Wouldn't
anything
that
near the head?
You talking about
yellow card? I'm not advocating for him to get yellow card for that because it wasn't a yellow card offense. But I'm just saying, like, if you saw it that way,
stretch foot, it was right in line with his body, and he just like tried to hook it like up in the air, and it hit him in the face.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Grav?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gravenberch on Trossard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That wasn't
anyway. Bollywood, he's proper. He's too much, man. He's proper Bollywood, that guy. He kept on falling over like he had too many points or something.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember?
They all did.
Martinelli, it was 75 minutes. I looked at the clock. It was 75 minutes. Martinelli took the ball into the corner flag.
Yeah.
75.
Yeah.
I was here we go. I had to double check
tactic to slow it down.
75, and he's taking the ball into the corner flag.
Yep.
Wow.
In a 2-1 game.
Yeah, well, that's too early, isn't it?
Oh, mate, yes. Kind of poor for them, but
anyway.
That's pretty
good. The block. Yeah. We didn't take advantage.
I haven't been stressing about us buying any new forwards. I wasn't bothered about us buying new forwards in the summer. But after today's game, I think we do need fresh blood, don't we, in the forward line? I think the options that we've got now, there needs to be at least another player in there.
Give the manager at least one that he wants. Give the manager one that he wants. Give him a proper.
He can't go in now. Unless we sell.
Guy that he wants.
Don't get us Jamal.
We can't get. Yeah. I mean, we can't get forward unless we sell.
Who's this Mahmood guy? Mahmoud guy they're talking about?
From
Frankfurt.
I mean,
but bro, like, how this guy just come on the scene this season? Like, he's scoring goals. Yeah. I don't like that, bro. Where we
exactly, JK. That's what I'm saying. Bro, he's not good enough,
man. Okay.
JK, innit? He's not good enough, man. It's just a hype train. Yeah, he's not good enough.
Do it 3 years in the Bundesliga. Do it 3 years
and he won't.
Bundesliga.
No disrespect, he won't. Yeah. Exactly, but he won't. No disrespect to him, he's not going to do that.
Another story today, I saw 58 million for Goulet. We're prepared to go.
Oh, the Goulet. Oh, he's a baller. No,
he's a baller. Oh, he's quality, a baller. Bro. I would like, for me, Odegaard. We should have gone for him. I reckon he's one of my favorite players for Arsenal. Like, he sports Liverpool. That's probably why I like him. But as a player, went to Real Madrid. Didn't really break it in there, but is a top player. Yeah. And for me, Gula is another guy where he ain't going to really get game time. He's going to be sub.
No, he's not.
He's going to be sub and stuff. He's got a lot of Turkish fans.
He's viable.
Yeah.
But he's gettable, you know? So I don't think Real Madrid will let us have him. But I would really look at him for the future.
Top player. Our attack. Firmino's gone now. We've got we've got a few players to pick from, like, but we need to.
We've got Jota and Chiesa on the missing today, so those two would make a difference. Chiesa for me is a big disappointment anyway. Like the whole situation of Chiesa before he came, who's injury prone. All of a sudden, he's playing the game. He's not being seen since.
Good when he's fit, but you know what I mean. It was a not signing, really. Like the guy's like got a bad fitness record. He's come here.
There you go. He's already on the table, on the treatment table. Like, how many weeks has it been now, bro? It's been a few games he's missed now. So
yes,
what's that all about, man?
Concerning.
We need a proper signing, like a decent player, like an attack that we can identify who's going to like the difference in the options that we've got. That's what we've got now. It's just not enough. Like, is it? There aren't enough.
I understand.
I think it is. We got 5 guys, you know.
Yeah, we've got a lot.
6 guys.
Yes.
Sorry, Tom.
Yeah,
we got 6 guys.
That's
bro.
the problem.
We need 3.
Yeah, so we're not.
Every game.
Yeah.
That's a lot, bro. Man United ain't got that. Man City haven't got that.
Right.
Man City have only got Haaland up top. So we are sort of rich in that way.
100% JK. And the key is this summer, if Salah goes, and depending what happens on Nunes, whether Slot says, you know what, I don't rate you, then we'll get a new attacker lead, to be honest. If not, then yeah. Until then, we just got to wait to the summer league. He's definitely not going to get attacker. We don't need no space at the moment.
Look, for me, Darwin, every time Darwin's played this season, like now he's played 2 games this week. What did he do in the Chelsea game? Chelsea game was Jones, yeah. So in 2 games, Darwin started, he scored and got an assist as well now. So for me, he's doing something to offer him on the table, you know. He's either scoring a goal or he's going to set up a goal. For me, that's sufficient, you know.
I'm in the past, but I'm starting to get pissed off with him now, truth be told.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I can't. Who was the last Arsenal player to other than Ox, I guess, would be the last player from Arsenal, right?
We signed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Ox was like,
Yeah. We don't sign
38 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ox was also because of like they are willing to let go of Ox because of the injuries.
Yeah.
Before Ox.
Yeah.
Yeah, that injury he got in that Roma game.
This isn't strays or this isn't shots at Ox for that. You know.
I like Ox. I think Ox before that Roma game injury was playing top. He was like playing real good.
Ox was important in some of our campaigns. You know,
yeah, he was.
He was important.
He had the right attitude as well.
Yeah, he played some good games for us, not just that season. Yeah, he played some crucial goals. He played that position in the right wing. He done the job for us.
Yeah,
this was. I think people again selective memory. I get the injuries, but he had some very, very good games for us, man. It's just a shame, man. Him and Naby, man. Honestly, man, it's just a shame, man. Both of them.
I was just going to say that. Good, Brian.
Oh no, I was just going to say, yeah, one of my best mates, as I keep bringing up, he's an Arsenal fan, and when we bought him, he said, "Look, that guy is brilliant. What's going to happen is this: he's going to be brilliant, and he's going to have great games, and then he'll get an injury, and then he'll come back, and he'll be brilliant, and then he'll get another injury, because he's absolutely brilliant, but that kid is just unlucky. And it's like, yeah, maybe it might work, you know, but that's pretty much how it kind of played out. He just could not. Now he did get a bad injury, but like, do you remember that goal against City? You know. Like,
oh yeah, of course.
You're saying this guy when he's on the pitch, he said, he's brilliant, but he will get injured, and then he'll come back and he'll look brilliant again, and you'll be like, oh, brilliant, he's back now, and then he'll get injured again, and it's just. But when you look at him, they call him, you know, Deox. He looked like he was built like a tank. He didn't look like an injury-prone player. But he's just so unlucky. He really was.
He likes playing golf now. He likes playing golf.
I hope he slimmed down a bit. If he's playing golf. But yeah, no.
I remember it.
A rocket of a right foot.
Oh.
No, yeah. He was possibly at one point, or especially at a couple points, I should say, but certainly at one point, he was arguably our best outside the box threat on our team. He at the time had, I think the most. He was like tied with or around the most goals from outside the box with that.
Oh, he loved it. He loved the long shot.
Oh yeah.
It was that one he scored with the outside of his foot in Europe. I think we were playing a Belgian team or something like that.
No need to hit it that hard. Absolutely no need whatsoever. No need Whoever
I think it was
that,
Gank. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. I remember that.
It was rude.
It's rude. It's rude.
It was rude. No need for that whatsoever, Ox.
That's when
But
I go.
as much
Yeah,
as
I love.
no,
We all love
no.
a scorer of spectacular goals. So don't we? We love a scorer like Shaqiri, Ox, Coutinho. We had a few of them in our darker times under Brendan, but we had boys that could score worldies. Coutinho, Ox, Shaqiri, Sturridge, Suarez. We had like goal of the season contenders all over the place most of the time. At least we had that.
Mhm.
Where is Ox now? If you, I think he's retired, dude.
I think he is.
I reckon he's retired.
No, he's in Turkey, you know.
He's in Turkey. He was in Turkey. But
I was going to say,
I
yeah, I
think
was
he's
going to say either Turkey or retired. I'd be surprised, man, if there's much left in his legs.
Other bad injury that he got, he come back. He scored away to West Ham, was it? Not last season or the season before. It was a really tight game. He
yeah,
scored.
this is the team he's on. At least the last team he was on.
Yeah, a lot of people out there now. Besiktas, yeah.
Yeah, Besiktas, yeah.
And Mane and Salah were at AFCON, and he had to come in, didn't he? About 2 seasons ago, and he scored one at West Ham, like.
Yeah.
It was West Ham.
I'll agree with that comment too. By the way, this is a good comment from KJ. People often paint Ox with that same nabby brush, which is unfair in his opinion. I can understand
He had a much bigger impact than Naby did.
Yeah, exactly.
Much
bigger impact. Was much more versatile with what he was called.
Versatile, yes. Yeah,
the next Theo
yes.
Walcott, they were calling him. Do you remember Nalante? He was like, because he came from Southampton and he went to Arsenal and he was a winger. They were like, he's the next Walcott. You know, if that's a good thing or a bad thing, it's up to you. You know. But then he became centre midfielder. Then it was like, no, he's actually number 8. He's going.
Gerrard was his guy.
And all that.
Yeah.
In an interview, and he said we came up against like Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain in Europe, like, and he says he's a great player. And you know what I mean? He'd seen him playing for Arsenal, like, and he'd earmarked him as someone who could do something in one of his teams, and he definitely did.
A huge fee at the time. I never understood it because his history, injury-wise, was there for all to see. I always thought at the time that it was a bizarre transfer at that price, and literally could never understand why we did that.
Pays off, isn't it? If you think about like winning it in 2019. The City game in 2018 when we lost to Madrid, when we battled.
Yeah.
Was that 2018?
Yeah.
Anyway, that was part of Jürgen getting his thing together, wasn't it? Like getting his.
It was just a huge fee. The price was like.
It was true though.
Minutes. Wow.
Yeah, no, that was true. 30,
a lot of money.
Basically about 35 million.
35 at million the time, pounds. That was one of our most
2017.
Had we ever?
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, August. No.
But KJ's point's right. Ox was fit the last 2 seasons, though. People don't.
Yeah, that's true, KJ.
He was depleted.
It's true.
He was depleted by all those injuries, though. The big knee injury, like nearly the old ACL. It wasn't an ACL, but he had a big knee injury. By the time he was. Yeah, I don't know, man. So. I don't know. Underrated, overrated, underappreciated. I don't know, but definitely unlucky. Definitely unlucky, I think.
I'll go with you on that. So this weekend comes to a close for the Premier League. I don't think is there a game tomorrow, actually? I don't think so, right?
No. I don't think there is, no.
2-1 Chelsea over Newcastle. 1-0 Palace over Spurs. 2-1 West Ham over United. And Manchester United, that is. Because I guess Newcastle played earlier. They're United too. And Arsenal, Liverpool, 2-2 draw. It unfortunately sees us. What's that?
No, just JK. you'll know from fantasy football. Is there a game tomorrow night?
No, not for tomorrow.
No, we're done. Okay, we're done.
I think we're done. Wait, have a quick check.
No, yeah.
Sure. I think we had
Only Blackpool.
There's a
and-
Monday
Yeah.
night next week.
and the championship play tomorrow.
Yeah, because we got Carabao Cup, haven't we, this week? So
Yeah, that
there
makes
won't
sense.
be a game. Yeah.
That makes sense. So no game tomorrow. That means that we could do our rating show, and we can also hopefully have you join us tomorrow so you can chime in and give your always spot on ratings for our players, because normally I think the way that we've gotten accustomed to, the numbers system and everything else, I think everyone gets it pretty much spot on with the ratings. Definitely so. We will also give you a Monday review of the Fantasy Football League, most likely on Monday. Kind of give you a run on the movers and shakers, and then we'll wait until there's probably not a game on Friday, considering that we have League Cup in the middle of the week. So yeah,
No,
to
there's
get
no
you ready.
Friday next week, but there's a Monday. Next week there's a Monday game.
Next week there's a Monday game. So no Friday game this week. So we'll be sure to try to get a Friday preview as well.
I think there's only 4 of them a year. The Friday games, I think there's only 4 in the whole season.
Mhm.
They're not a thing now, but TV wanted them. I think the compromise was, I think it's 4 anyway. So they're not going to be many Friday games.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a
Agreed,
championship?
KJ, by the way.
I don't
That was most notably when he did step up, actually, by the way. You're right about that.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying he was bad for us. I'm just saying he was unlucky in terms of he could have had a much better career for us if he'd stayed injury free. Basically, I just thought it was strange signing considering.
Mo, bro.
Yeah, but I just mean it was strange considering the injury the record he'd had at Arsenal when we paid that much money for him.
No, yeah, I understand.
Was what I thought was that. But
and then he won. And then he eventually went on a free. He left on a free.
Yeah, was he? He's married to one of the little Minx people, right? Little Minx.
He's married to
a pop star. He's definitely married to a
pop star, something like that. Yeah, I don't know who or which one, but.
So when I say he's been unlucky, I mean relatively. He's played for Liverpool.
Yeah, he's gotten some.
He's married to a pop star. He's on 150 grand a week, bro. Yeah,
he just had
unlucky in certain levels.
He's had a child not too long ago. I think that they got married a while back.
I wouldn't mind living in Turkey either. By the way, nice. Some of the beaches over there, man. Some of those little islands and stuff. Wow, some of the food. Istanbul.
No, man.
Oh, I'd love
some of those Turkish games. The way their fans get.
I would love.
That might be a different story.
Yeah. Nah, man. I would love to go to see Gala versus Fenerbahce. That's about as tribal as it gets. That would be some experience. That would be crazy. That's one of those last nothing but fire. That's just pure noise and all of that. That would be an amazing.
Loud.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Property. Welcome to hell and all of that. Yeah, bring it on, man. Love it.
So anything you guys want to bring up before we allow for the people to enjoy their Sundays, Sunday evening, maybe Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon for me, but Sunday evening for some, maybe Sunday morning for others?
Yeah, I'd like to bring up Manchester United's position in the Premier League table.
There's a little feel good moment right there.
We can do another half an hour, definitely.
Yeah, there you go.
Well,
where are they now, Lee? I can't count that high. I only had a primary school education.
Well, I heard 13 was an unlucky number.
Yeah.
That now.
Well, no, now they're 14th. They've now just been because they lost. They in the fashion that they did. They are now behind. They are now behind West Ham.
Excellent.
Now behind West Ham because of not by goal differential, because they have the same goal differential. They are both -3 goal differential. But you know what is crazy? Let me see if I can bring up this.
Yeah, but West Ham are so bad as well. Like they've gotten properly worse since they gave that guy a load of money.
Yes.
Like, I'm not saying they shouldn't have sacked Moyes. They probably should have, go to the next level. But West Ham, we've spoken about it before, are so bad at appointing managers. It's just, it's weird.
He's not going to work. He's got this, well,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it is about them. Like, why can't they go out and get a De Zerbi or an Iraola when Bournemouth or a Thomas Frank? They can spend money on the likes of Paqueta, people like that.
Who's this now? United?
West Ham. No, West Ham.
Oh, West Ham.
How are West Ham so bad at appointing managers? Like, they've got way more money.
No. Why would you want to go to West Ham? Why would you want to go to West Ham?
No, but you got someone No, Bournemouth. Look at the guy that Bournemouth have. Iraola. Look at Thomas Frank at Brentford. Look at De Zerbi going to Brighton. These are all great managers. How come a West Ham who have way more money to spend and can attract the likes of Paqueta and Kudus and all that? How can they not just get it together and appoint a decent manager? They keep getting it wrong. Like, they brought in this guy Tim Steindon or whatever to kind of try and sort this out. And his guy was like Lopetegui. But Lopetegui is like kind of late 50s guy. Yeah, he managed Real Madrid badly. He managed Spain, did okay. I think he had Sevilla for a while. He's had some, and then he had the Wolves job, which went badly. Now, David Moyes might not be your cup of tea, but he's just got you to one of those Europa Conference League finals or one of those ones. Really high up in the league. Okay, get rid of him if you want, but how can they just be so every single time? Just go out and balls it up. It looks these days like you just go with a decent guy in charge, and you can get in a good manager. But they just keep bringing in these people that are just worse and worse and worse. Big London club, huge stadium, loads of money to spend. Yeah, they're kind of like Spurs. I think someone described Spurs yesterday as a deeply unserious football club. And it's just like, yeah.
I have to find it.
That's
So here's a fun stat that you can maybe, if any United people in the chat try to poke fun at you from this 2-2 draw, Manchester United have now not won a European game in a year and are now 21st in the Europa League table. They have not won one game against anyone in an entire year in Europe.
It's a record, I suppose.
That's pretty sad. That is pretty sad. Pretty sad.
They plumb new depths, as we say all the time. They plumb new depths.
It's been the last 18 months that have been the most enjoyable with them. When he first come in, it looked quite good, didn't it? They were all pleased. The last 18 months have just been dire, unconscionably dire.
Yeah.
We were bad, other than with that Hodgson thing, which we'll forget about. We were never this bad. Even when we were bad, we were 8th. They were winning the league and we were bad. We were 8th or 7th or something.
We were bad. I think we were. Yes, I think we were worse because it was off.
But league did we ever drop this low? Apart from, like I say, the Hodgson thing. I mean, after maybe after 3 games, but after 10 games.
Yeah, but there's more to come for them. I think it could get worse for them, and it could, and then it would overtake the Hodgson era for us. If it goes on for a while longer. At least another 2 months, 18 months to 2 years.
Even Fabio Capello, right, who has no place, he has no connection to Man United or England or anything or Holland whatsoever. Even Fabio Capello is coming out slagging off Joshua Zirkzee for how he isn't suited to. I mean, just out like you just got random managers out of nowhere just slagging them off. You know, back in the day, they'd be all like,
Cersei scored their goal today. I mean, in a losing effort, but still, he scored the goal. I think. I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah.
No, we were in some bad conditions over the years. We had some horrible teams, and there were dire times. You know, there was no sun on the horizon whatsoever. Like, but this is shaping up quite nicely for United. I think this could go on for a while longer. And even if they play, I might just think it's going to get even worse.
Yeah.
If the competition down there was any stronger, they'd be in the relegation zone, and that's no joke.
No, it is. You're right about that. Right now, they would be contending against relegation if it wasn't so bad.
They'd be bottom 4. Yeah,
if it wasn't
if a
for
couple of those other teams down there,
you know, Ipswich's and the other teams that can't seem to pull out any type of consistency of getting victories for themselves, they would be definitely, like you said, last place. If not, at least in the bottom 3.
When I was growing up, Man United were a cup team. They were like good in the cup sometimes, quite often, and that's what they were. It's different now, like, but yeah, that's what they were when I was a kid, a cup team.
Yeah. So I would. Someone could argue that right now, Manchester United, despite obviously having better quality players, quote unquote, could you say they're better than a Wolves or a Southampton or maybe even a Crystal Palace? Like, they're just 2 points above Leicester, Everton, and Crystal Palace. And again, I don't know what's going on with Spurs too. I mean, Spurs to lose to Crystal Palace. I understand it was at Crystal Palace. I understand it's a London derby, but
we've just found out they are a deeply unserious football club, which I think suits them. That's exactly what they should be doing, losing games like that. Yeah, I don't know what it'd be like to be a Spurs fan. I really don't know.
Gina, if you're still in the chat, I'll do respect. She's a Spurs fan.
Yeah.
I've told you about my Spurs thing. I've had it since I was a kid. I always liked them, and I still do, because when I was a kid, Spurs were the glamorous London club. They played good football. That Arsenal, boring football, Chelsea were a rubbish team, and they were the only London teams when I was a kid. Who were the other ones now? All the other ones never won fuck all. You know what I mean? So when I was a kid, it was like Spurs were the sexy London club because they played excellent football and had great players.
Spurs, Palace. I think Palace wasn't Palace City's bogey team too, a little bit.
Yeah, they beat them 3 or 4 times in the last couple of years.
Yeah. So there's all like all teams. There's certain teams that just have your number.
Well, not 4 times. I'm beating it, but they've gotten results.
They've won a couple of times. Yeah.
Yeah, got a draw. Well, they were unbeaten.
Got results.
They beat them twice the season before last, I think, and then the other season they got a win against them. It was like the last time Rodri was out, and City, he was out for 3 games. I think City lost them all or didn't win, lost 2. But yeah, that was Palace was in that mix as well. But I don't think. I think United are looking at like an 8th place finish, I would imagine, the form they're on.
Yeah.
Because I think even if they do get, like, this idea that they will be getting back, I think even if they get back, if they do get back, they'll realize that the landscape has changed. They're not the top dogs, even at their best, even when everything is working for them. So, yeah, hopefully no Europe for them. But I think within
it's good. It's good. It's like
I think Van Nistelrooy. Sorry, that's all I said. I think in a month's time before Christmas, Van Nistelrooy would have stepped in. But this guy, the funniest thing would be if this guy is too cheap to sack Ten Hag and is willing to ride it out till next summer. That would be that'd be perfect. And I have the feeling that he is too cheap to sack him because there'll be backroom staff because he signed a new deal.
Yeah.
all of that stuff.
I'm going to say big up to United for the simple fact that they are our support. They're like a support dog for us. Like, they're that, like, this some like when we have our low moments, we can always kind of like, poke fun a little bit at them. They're like
Is that what you do to your support animal? Poke fun at it? That's cruel. I hope
oh my
people
gosh.
need to take
All right.
your support dogs away. That's so
Yeah,
cruel.
my support as in like something that you can kind of be able to. They'll make you
Poor
smile.
animals.
They'll make you smile. How about
Well,
that?
you're a dumb, you're a stupid support dog.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
No. They are, of course. No, whenever, like we have no reason to be looking down, but even if we did, they'd be there to look down at.
Yeah.
They're very quiet at the moment.
They're very quiet. They have like, I don't know how many more United content creators, because a lot of them do content that's not just United content. They'll do content, but they'll on United, but it's gotten so bad for United that now a lot of the content creators do content creation on other teams, especially teams like Liverpool. There's a couple Manchester United content creators that they talk about us more than they sometimes talk about their own team. And I've seen them do the praises and the likes, how jealous they are and how upset they are that we're doing well, and how they've got to suffer through this. Like I said, we appreciate you.
Yeah, I think about United a lot. That's fair to say.
There you go.
What else we think about them?
There you go. So, people, we're gonna let you guys do your thing for your Sunday. We're coming up on the 2.5 hour mark. So this was your match reaction, and hopefully we don't get too bogged down with this result. We understand that we wanted the 3 points. Obviously, we came out with a point at a place that we as of late we haven't been doing well at, and we move. Basically, that's how it is. United are irrelevant. We're a point off. Point off the top.
To rise.
Right, point off the top of the table. We've got a league match coming up, League Cup match coming up. Hopefully, we can get that under our bill, and then be fortunate. Much like I think who's their next opponent? I think Arsenal's next opponent is like North Preston End. I want to say is that the team I'm thinking of? In the League Cup, they're
North End.
North End, Preston North End, Preston North End.
Preston North End.
My fault.
Where the great man Shankly came from.
Right. There you go. Preston North End, and yes, they are their next opponent.
And Laro too, right?
Yeah, Laro came from Preston.
Laro too. Yeah, came from Preston.
Yeah. Laro was one of my favourite players of the past. Like, he was just a brilliant defender. And that injury that killed him, that killed our defence too, because Hansen was like about to retire. Lawrenson was like about 3 years younger than Hansen as well. He had a while left. And he got an injury at Wimbledon, and that was the end of him. He was just one of the best. He was the best centre half I've ever seen, like, with my own eyes.
Quick question before you bounce. I know we got 3 minutes. Like, get a quick fire question, because I was just looking at something. League Cup is coming up, like I said. Arsenal at Preston. I don't know who Villa has or Chelsea have, but City have Spurs actually, and they have Spurs. Spurs are hosting City. They've had some success against City here and there. If City get knocked out if City were to get knocked out of the League Cup, would you invest a little bit more interest in trying to go for the League Cup? Yes, no, questions? You can say real quick in the chat too. I know we only got like 2 more minutes. You can go a little bit over time.
I couldn't give a fucking tinker's cuss about the League Cup this year. The holders, and I like it. It's always been a good cup for us. It's as good as
Right, we're the defending champions. Yeah.
But when we play Brighton, no, we do need to rotate. We got to rotate. And then
Just a quick question. Yeah. Nolante, would you be more interested if Spurs can get the win over City? Spurs might be looking at this as the only opportunity that they'll probably have not probably have, but this is certainly a more it's probably their best track towards getting some silverware.
No, 12 for the little Spurs dig. Best chance
No,
they
I
have.
was not going to dig at Spurs. I didn't mean it like that. That's a major accomplishment. If you're not, I mean, hey, we've won a lot of League Cups, but for a while, City was like starting to.
Yeah, they won it 3-4 times in a row. Yeah. No, personally, I'm not bothered about. I'm not bothered about the League Cup. I want the FA Cup, all the other trophies, but League Cup, I'm not really fussed whether we go in or out. To be honest.
Okay, so that doesn't impact you. I got you. JK, real quick, would you be more interested if you saw that the Spurs were victorious over City? I don't know if we play at different times, but I'm just saying. Let's say we did, and City's out of the cup or out of the League Cup. Does that make you say, yeah, let's go for this, or you're just still saying now play the kids or play rotated squads and the likes?
No, like for me, there's enough players in our squad who need game time. Endo, Gomez, Kwanzaa, even Sabotzaline, like for me as well. Curtis Jones, I'd rest Gravenberch, but there's enough guys there who need game time. So for me, I'd want to win that game, but I wouldn't go crazy about it. I wouldn't want to get injuries and stuff like that. But I'll still go strong against Brighton because for me, you don't really want a loss. We've got one loss all season, and that was against Ripping Forest at home. But I don't want to lose games just for the sake of losing. So I think there's enough quality players there in the squad to handle a game against Brighton.
Okay. Brian? City gets knocked out. City does like this tournament. So
it wouldn't change my how we go for it. We're either going to go for it or we're not going to go for it. But you can't not go. You can't set up a team to lose, lads. Do you know what? I want you to go out there tonight and kind of play okay, but whatever you do, don't win because we're binning this off this year. But you play it with the handbrake on because it's his job really to prioritize certain things. And right now, that just means rotation. That just means, Pep could do it, right? Because he had this whole thing. Oh, it's really great to go and win a cup early. It's great for the squad mentality. He's like, yeah, that's cool if you got like 300 million quid's worth of talent on the bench, dude. Yeah, you can pick this guy and that guy. So I just think you kind of navigate your way through it. And if you get there, as soon as you get to a quarterfinal stage, you have to start taking it really seriously. But no, you make the changes and you hope that the changes are good enough. But yeah, our squad is so thin. We'd all be ripping our hair out if he started Grav and Grav got a knee injury in the first 5 minutes. We'd all be going, why the hell did he start him in an FA Cup game or a League Cup game? So he's you're walking a tightrope there, but you're just hoping. So no, it wouldn't change my opinion. But yeah, we kind of go for it, but with the handbrake kind of half on.
Gotcha. All right. Just was wondering. I don't know if Malate, you there with us? No, I think Malate is dealing with some stuff right now. So I will allow for you guys to say what you guys want to say as your final thought. Lee, did you have anything to say to the people before we let them go again?
Yeah, I was slightly annoyed that we didn't win 2-2 in a place like that. It's a great result, really. That's all I've got to say, yeah.
Okay. Simple and sweet. All right. Irishman? Yeah, something you'd like to.
Oh, me. No, just the usual. Thanks for being here, and see you again tomorrow.
JK. Oh, JK is on mute as well.
Yeah, sorry, bro. Nah,
Okay.
good game. Got a point. Happy with that. You know what I mean? Let's go on with the next game and the next game. 2 games against Brighton now. I just want that we sort of put our foot down a little bit now. You know, we're getting results, but I feel like we can just put our foot down a little bit more. So, yeah, thanks for joining us, the chat, and everyone. Bless the chat.
It's a good sign after winning so many games in a row that we've drawn one. We're a little bit pissed off about it.
We're used to winning, Bree. That's what it is. High standards, Lee. That's what it is.
Nolante, are you with us this time? See if you can. I want to make sure. I think Nolante is still unavailable, but all the same, I guess you'll have to wait for Nolante's final thought tomorrow. I'm sure it'll be twice as good as it would be for tonight. But with that said, definitely appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for joining us. I hope that you join us tomorrow for the rating show. Like I said, we definitely need your involvement in this channel because it makes the channel work and it actually makes the channel a beautiful place to be. And we appreciate you for that. So we will see you tomorrow. And like I say always, up the Reds, people, up the Reds. We will see you tomorrow. Take care, guys.